Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery, issue number 75. Wow, who would have thought we'd get to 75 after randomly coming up with this title all those years? Well, it's been just over a year and a half, I guess. So I got to look up when the first Sunday Night Geekery was. But so we've got Captain Clobby here. Hey, all the clobbering times.
What's up,
and we've got CPO Pat S. Now, what does CPO stand for, Pat S?
Stands for Chief Petty Officer.
There we go.
Like CPO Sharky, Don Rickles.
CPO Sharky.
You know, my brain, I keep seeing C3PO. I don't know. That's my Star Wars brain.
That's what I was thinking too.
I was thinking it was 3PO. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the naval rank's been around a little bit more longer, Mark, than Star Wars. But then
I should have known that, right? I should have gotten that. But I'm just seeing, your brain 3PO there. And we've got the dad man walking, the ever handsome dude who was celebrating his wife's birthday this weekend.
Absolutely.
He's probably tuckered out, right? And survived a murder mystery game.
Yep. It did that last night. Had the whole family, had her sister's brother and mother together, and it was a great time, and she enjoyed it, and it was good food, and I ate a boatload of cake this weekend. I am so full of sugar right now that I'm going to come crashing down tomorrow. Probably.
One could never have too much cake.
Did you have cake ice cream with it like I had tonight?
No, it was just regular cake. But I tell you what, I've been off a lot of sugar lately. It was divine, I will say. It was darn good cake. More cake, please.
Well,
birthday cake is the only food that somebody spits all over and people run to get a piece of it.
Damn straight. When it's a good cake, yeah, dang straight.
Right. Let's say
I'll pick it up off the floor if I have to. So.
Yeah, you will. So we got Fandom Outsider, Hail to Fandom.
Fan.
And we got J-Man leaving some graffiti here. It says, ding dong, hello. I'll be asleep. I wanted to say hi. And then can be only two. Highlander 2. I'm setting up that. I keep threatening him. I'm setting up that watch party because Michael from Retroblasting got me the original theatrical version, which I haven't seen since, when did that come out? 1990?
90 something.
90 something, yep.
4, 3, 4. So about 2, 3, 4. I don't know.
Almost 30 years ago. Something like that.
Right.
Yep. So
it's better forgotten.
But thank you, J-Man. Have a great
I'm gonna be watching J-Man tomorrow night. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I love Command. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That'll be fun.
We'll have some fun with that one, boys. Earth B. This is my buddy on Earth B.
Yep. Polly's Minion and Simi, the truck dog. Hell.
Hey, Polly's Minion.
Safe travel. She had a cute little short today, so check out her shorts.
Oh, cool.
They got to come up with a better word for checking out someone's shorts. Go watch her shorts.
Her short videos.
I shouldn't say check out. I shouldn't say check out. Go
short vids.
Go watch
short vid. I
just say short vids. Thank you.
Yeah.
I always just say that. It's just really, really. Just gotta watch my phrasing there.
Oh, we all do.
So there's her short video channel. Right. So and we've got who else we got out there? We got Brian Hepburn. Hail to Brian.
Hey Brian, what's up, buddy?
Had some Blue Oval fun earlier.
Yeah, we played Fortnite last night. First time. It was fun. Yep. And we got Supergirl was out there. Lisa.
Oh yeah,
everyone.
She was making chicken carbonara or something earlier.
Nice.
I was wondering how that turned out.
Yeah, she wanted to see some pictures of our dinner tonight.
Hey, lovely Lisa. It's good to see you.
So I made, or Grandma made spaghetti tonight. It was pasta night, so I'll show a couple of pictures of that later. Yep, we always got to get some. We always got to get some food in, right? So why not? Why not?
Yeah.
And we got Donnie Pearson.
Hey,
Hey, Donnie. Happy Oscar Sunday.
Oscar's here. Where's he? I don't see him.
Oscar the Grouch is going to show up. Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch. I don't know. I didn't know it was Oscar the Grouch Sunday, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, make sure to watch this. Thank you for watching this. It says the Academy Awards. Although with the ratings these days, it's probably
Never heard of it.
Tough competition.
Though, Mark, the ratings did go up a little bit last year for the first time in 5 years. Not to where they were before, of course.
Well, with the slap heard around the world, or with
At the end,
do you think that's what it was? Do you think a lot of people ran over to watch the Oscar?
I think so. Yeah,
he did slap him relatively early. As a matter of fact, I think we were.
It was pretty late, wasn't it? We were on stream. When it happened, maybe.
But yet you still somehow knew about it, Clobby. So you must have had.
No, it was right before. It was right before.
Okay.
It's on Twitter. It was on Twitter's where I saw it because I don't watch that thing.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Had to have been.
Yeah.
In the background, but I don't think so.
Hey, JD Lewis.
JD, what's up, buddy?
All righty, and then who? Oh, Dabman, you said I've got shield mode on Twitch.
Yeah.
What that is.
Oh, I think they asked me, but what does shield mode do, Dadman? Is that bad?
I have no idea. Basically, it protects and restricts your chat. I think I can turn it off.
Well, I think it just protects you from bad words, right? Yep.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if anybody can chat though, but I'll
we'll try to chat, see what happens. Yep.
I'm a mod.
Maddie's daddy's here.
Okay. Hey, Maddie's daddy.
Hey, buddy, where you at?
And let's see here. What do we got else going? Yep. So yeah, so your Dadman, I guess if you're a mod, well, that's okay. We maybe someone will. I thought shield mode was just to protect you from naughty language. But,
to protect and restrict chat. So
we'll see. But we'll see. Yep.
Have a non-mod test over there, but hey. That's all good.
Well, hail to everyone on the Twitch side too. Yep.
Yay.
Stream to both places. Yep. Double the viewers. Yep.
Yeah, get Mark monetized on that side. Only 21 more to go.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Unfortunately, Steve is still sick. Sorry, buddy. What's wrong? What's the matter,
Steve.
man? Hope it's nothing too bad. Ain't good, but I mean, hope it's nothing too long lasting.
You got to stay away from Loki. I told you, don't stay away from that guy. Loki.
Oh, that Loki.
See, so here's an unsick Maddie's daddy. Yep. So get back to those healthier days. Yep.
I hope Steve's not really sick. I hope he's just with some cute girls at a Oscar party and he doesn't want to admit it.
He wouldn't be chatting with us then.
That's true.
That school, some kind of school. Does he mean like the preschool? Or like the daycare or what?
Yeah, I guess the kid could be bringing it home, huh?
Oh, it's about strip. Yeah, from daycare. Yep, probably. Yep, or preschool. Yep.
Maddie, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, kids always got a lot of stuff. Yep. Well, here, why don't I show some of the food tonight? Yeah, we hope Maddie's okay, feeling better. Let me. We'll start with food. Why not?
Oh man,
we don't want to talk about Picard.
Yeah, it's not food's geek stuff. I guess geeks eat. So.
Yeah, it's geeky food. Yeah.
Geeks eat.
Well, here we can start with Fortnite. This is geeky, right? So I won my first match today.
All right.
Oh, I got to share the audio. Share the audio. So let me just stop sharing.
Is it gonna sound like a curse?
No, there's no cursing. Yeah, no cursing in this one. Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
I don't have to do a lot of Hail Marys. So here's not super exciting, but it's all right. It's a unicorn in the bush.
Oh, you got that sword thing. Oh, no, just shoot him.
Well, the sword only doesn't do as much damage as you think it does. So. There we go.
Nice.
You won one. There's proof that I won one. Yep.
There you go, Mark.
So that's post party. It's pretty cool. If you install that on your phone, it actually lets you Have you tried that, Dad, man?
No, I actually
for it.
haven't.
You have any idea how silly Spider-Man looks with a Superman cape, shooting people with a gun?
Yeah.
What about
the whole idea.
Spider-Man's wearing Superman's cape, though?
I
Yeah,
know,
well,
it's bad
yeah.
enough, but then he's shooting people with guns.
Nah.
well, his web shooters are out.
Well, there was a
Dave.
couple seasons ago that had the web slinger. So
Yeah, they did. Yep.
yeah, all you
So
can
this
do
is-
fly.
Grandma's sauce. So she made one with hot sausage.
What
Because
is
she's
it?
Italian, she's got to make spaghetti sauce like different kinds for everyone. One like mostly plain.
Any garbage in there? It's all
Well,
good
because
stuff
Lisa
like-
asked me to. Well, it's just little bits of onions, but that's pretty. You can't really see the taste.
That's
onions,
fine.
yep. So, but yeah, you'd probably
know,
like that one. And then that one was regular sauce. So I call them sausages, regular sausages. And then that was pork in there. So like sauce
Lisa.
pork. Yep.
I'm sorry, Lisa. What did I'm only stealing from Lisa. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Lisa. What do I do now? What do I do now? No, looks like some suspicious stuff on there.
Yeah, well, it's all safe stuff. Yeah, it's all safe. Yep. So they're just different sauces, and then here's my. Actually, doesn't look.
What's on
It
the
looks.
top? Sausage.
Well, it's sausages. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
sausage
well,
and meat. Yeah, it's a little burnt
That's
there. Yeah,
acceptable.
so yeah, there's no green stuff in there, so that's okay, right?
Yeah, no green.
It tasted really good. Now, Grandma makes
Yeah.
good sauce. Yep. And then my brother-in-law came back from Switzerland, so my sister got this cool swatch. Pretty cool, except she said now that
Right.
we're older, she can't tell what time it is with the damn thing because stuff your eyes are going. So it's like a cool swatch. And here, Dad, man, this is for you. This was dessert.
All right, party cake.
Yeah, it was darn good, I gotta say.
Telling you, some of that stuff you don't judge it until you try it.
Turkey
Yeah.
Hill. That's the Bluebell of the North.
I guess.
Hmm.
The
That was-
Rouse's, our Rouse's is a lot of different different brands of ice cream right now. For some reason. And they may even
Yeah,
have
there's all
that
these weird brands now. Yeah.
Now, is it really ice cream when it calls itself a frozen dairy dessert?
one. I don't know.
Now
No, it isn't. It is not ice cream when it is called that. But Turkey Hill definitely makes real ice cream too.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
It has less milk solids in it. To be real ice cream, it has to be a certain amount of actual cream and less air. And
Mm-hmm.
I need to look it up. It's a pretty simple formula. Like a lot of Breyers stuff is not ice cream. A lot of Breyers is frozen dessert.
But I thought Breyers was like the most super healthy, all natural stuff. But they used
That
to
might be
advertise-
marketing, Mark. I'm not sure.
Ice cream. I thought it was ice cream.
I don't think
I always
anything.
remember
I don't think anything
Breyers
with ice
always
cream should be-
advertised like all natural, no chemicals, or
Well, it could be that too, but it's still. I don't think ice cream is ever going to be healthy for you, bro. It's all sugar and milk fat.
well, I know. Yeah, but I'm just
Shouldn't be.
wondering why it says, like frozen dairy dessert. All right, someone's got to goggle that for us. And
Tiger Stripes.
hey,
Pale
Tiger
stripes. I
Yes,
like it.
Donnie Pearson, they did.
But this stuff was good. I was like, oh, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be as good as Sparkly Unicorn ice cream, and it was pretty darn good. But there's like pieces of cake in it. Like it was
Nice.
it was interesting.
What's
yeah,
the green? What's
Taste
the green there?
cake. It tasted actually kind of like almost like the
It's green cake?
Carvel ice cream cake. It tasted like a little bit. Well, here, let's
Like
Nice.
Fudgy the Whale.
Larry.
You never know what you're gonna get on
What's up,
Sunday
Larry?
Night Geekery. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Mark, you know what time it is? Time
What
to go
time is
get a cookie opus,
Every
buddy.
time?
Cookie Puss.
I don't know.
No,
somebody
cookie
stole,
opus. His Irish
Cookie
cousin
opus?
comes this time of year. It's
Oh,
cookie
that's
opus.
right. Yeah.
somebody stole an hour from me and I want it back. Just saying.
I think you got it back last night, didn't you? Oh no, that's right. Tonight you lost
No.
it. That's right.
All right. So what we got here? Oh, it comes in 3-gallon pails. that couldn't get into trouble, right? Yeah. So so let's see. We got about this item. Oh, it contains bioengineered ingredients. Nope, there's just
Uh-oh.
outside my house. Hopefully, it's not my power transformer. So if we I disappear. That's why. Yep.
Okay. I'll be looking for it.
Let's see. Well, they don't tell us why it's not considered ice cream, though, right?
Let's see. I have the other. Let me look it up.
I mean,
I don't know.
corn
I'm
stuff,
gonna-
all the stuff in there.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little on the downswing. I should have picked up right away and Google that. Let's see.
A small
That's
time
all right.
Republic.
It's small time. Yeah, I'm wondering why don't they call it artificial? Yeah, with cake pieces swirled with blue icing. Yeah, so the other colors are the cake pieces. Yeah, I think they have a
Dave
better
G.
description
Stroud.
of their ice cream here.
Dave G. Sounds here too. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dave G. Yeah, man, it's not like giving you that great of a right up here. It's like, come on, let's have some promotion here. This is a little bit better. Yep. All right. So
All right,
let's
here
see
we
what
go. Even though the products look alike,
yeah.
both look like ice cream. There is some similarity in the end. Real ice cream is made from 100% dairy, milk, and products made from milk, including cream, skim milk powder, and whey powder. Like not whey, like from Little Miss Mom. Frozen desserts are made with vegetable oils like palm kernel or coconut as an adder to make them smooth and fluffy ice cream like. Oops.
Bless you, Pettis. Yep.
Didn't get to the cough button quick enough. So that's the big difference is there's going to be some oils in there that are not from dairy.
But they consider this is considered ice cream, chocolate peanut butter cup ice cream, made with farm fresh milk. That's one of my favorite flavors too. But the all-time best ice cream has got to be Baskin Robbins peanut butter and chocolate.
That's pretty good. That's way up there.
That's probably my favorite. Yeah, peanut butter ripple is pretty good too.
I like some pralines and cream. As I've gotten older, my dad used to love cherry vanilla, and I was like, cherry vanilla. Now I'm like, cherry vanilla is pretty good.
See, Dad was right. Yeah. Yeah, black cherry. But there's so many flavors now that you got. Ben and Jerry's came up. Had all those crazy flavors. So
those hippies.
Peanut butter sundae. Those hippies? They sold out though.
Vegetable oil will kill you. Especially if you say it like Cooler doesn't. That vegetable.
Coffee. What ice cream do you like? Just plain chocolate?
Oh man. No, I like all kind of different kinds. So yeah, plain chocolate sometimes just works, but I like chocolate with the peanut butter thingies in it, with the peanut butter swirls or whatever.
Oh yeah. Like
that was just showing that one. Yeah, chocolate. They call it chocolate peanut butter ripple here.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't even name all the ones I like. As long as it doesn't have any. See, obviously,
pistachio.
I guess I wouldn't like that. Or if that's pecans, no. Even though I actually like peanuts, I don't really want them in my ice cream, so not too much on that. But just about anything else pretty much goes. I mean, there are a lot of favorites here and there, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty easy, believe it or not, fairly easy to please with ice cream. But I wouldn't be eating this crap here with pistachios and almonds in it.
No, that's no good. Yeah.
No rocky
I gotta
road.
tell you too, it's I'm not gonna turn away from a nice dish of just some homemade vanilla ice cream with a little Hershey's chocolate sauce on it either. Not a hot fudge fan. I like a little chocolate sauce.
Yeah. I do kind of like that, but in fact, a scoop of Rocky. And I couldn't have Rocky Road because it's got sea salt caramel, stuff like that.
That's good. Yeah.
What is that one? Which like you got pretzels and stuff in it? It's like a
Chubby Hubby.
Oh, I don't know. Never heard of that one. I used to buy some Kami ice cream, so I just couldn't do it anymore because it was Ben and Jerry's are just too.
Oh yeah, the Ben and Jerry's. They have all these great flavors.
They had some interesting flavors, but
yeah, they have some great flavors. I'll give it to that. Yeah. But I was boycotting them at the time, so I went up in Maine. I'm like, I wouldn't buy Ben and Jerry's. That's the ice cream. They show you what ice cream flavors here are. Flavors. Yeah.
Salted caramel, something or other. I like. What's the salted caramel?
Salted caramel is good. Yep. I mean, there you go. Salted caramel brownie.
Yeah.
Hope everyone is sufficiently hungry tonight now.
But I'm never chips. I had some ice cream this morning. this evening, afternoon.
You know, ice cream's good for breakfast. Just put in your
One
cereal.
morning was evening. I was just a little was a cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake sundae from Checkers.
Ah, there we go.
Wasn't too bad.
This is a good one. Peanut butter ice cream with sweet salt pretzel swirls,
Yeah, that's it.
fudge brownie. We should come out with a geekery and chill flavor.
There you go. Geek. How about Tony Stark's? Well, his what was his what was that called again? They had that flavor after. Remember in Infinity War, they named that flavor that Ben and Jerry's made after him.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did the different ones. Yeah, they made a Hulk one too.
Yep. Hunk
Oh,
Burger
hey,
Hulk or
Mrs.
something.
Dadman's here.
Hey, Mrs.
Dadman's much better
Mrs.
half. So everyone wish Mrs. Dadman a happy
Hey.
birthday in the chat.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
to you. Hope
Go
you had a
ahead.
wonderful birthday.
Oh yeah,
29 again.
yeah, absolutely.
Start waving hazelnuts. There you go.
And by the way,
sounds
Mark,
awesome.
she came out in to test my theory on the other side, so all's good with that mode. So
Yeah, thank you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Mrs.
That's good to
And-
know.
And I keep pushing your Twitch side, people, because Mark, you can monetize at 50 and meet certain parameters. So if y'all go over to Twitch too, you can get Mark monetized pretty quickly. So,
That's true, yeah.
and that's not a paid
Yeah.
announcement. That's just
Yeah,
I pay you. I
Oh.
pay you in V-Bucks.
yeah. One of the greatest lines of Monsters Inc. at Disney at the Magic Kingdom is like, "We pay you weekly, very weekly." Or the Muppets. So what's one of them? I forget which one, but it was like, but anyway, go do that, folks.
Thank you.
that's right. Remember, all money goes towards action figures.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. They're not toys, action figures.
No animals will be harmed in the purchase of these action figures. Yeah. So peanut butter fudge.
Ferengi action figures.
Yeah, I got to tell my buddy. Shout out to Robert if he's out there. I got to get me some more. I got to get him a list of McKay's items to purchase. Yeah. But yeah, so ice cream is good. Yep, good stuff. Good stuff. So
You know what though? I find, because I know you showed a lot of Ben and Jerry's, I just sometimes find the cheaper brands actually as good, if not better, than those big fancy frou-frou things. Like, and I'm serious, the Rainbow Unicorn ice cream is from
It's Walmart.
Walmart. It's Walmart, but that's the best darn. And even the misses, even if you don't want to listen to me or believe me, the misses
good.
actually liked it. Yeah, it's. Have
they
you tried
still have it? Or
Yeah, it's still out there. I think you can still
let me
find
see.
it.
Yeah, I like that.
I keep
I got to try
asking
that.
my
one.
wife
Also,
to buy it.
Bluebell has a great banana pudding ice cream.
No, that sounds good.
Bluebell,
that's
anything. When I was
Yeah.
a kid, the only ice cream we ever ate was from a drugstore. We just used to get, it was called Cats and Pets off, and we
Yeah,
would just
candy.
get ice cream from there. Yeah, it was pretty cheap and it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we go. This looks kind of like the cake batter ice cream. You know, like the cake. I wonder if it's almost the same thing. Yeah, that's got to
Probably.
be the. Here, let's present this. Yep. I'm guessing it's the same. It doesn't look like the cake batter one,
There it is.
It does. It looks like Walmart.
Look,
right?
similar. That is Walmart.
No, it's a little different. It's not as white.
Great
with
value was
like
Walmart.
sprinkles, but yeah, it's got
cake
all
flavored.
yeah, it's cake flavored. Oh, it's got this purple stuff with like glittery things in it. That's kind of crunchy.
Okay.
It's really truly the magical. It is magical. I tell you,
It is magical.
It's a party in your mouth. You know, it's like
It almost sounds too magical, but don't worry. There are no
Exactly.
real overruns in the ice cream. Yeah, yeah.
Well, and the missus is talking about it over there about the rivers of sparkly yumminess. Yeah, exactly. What you need to
Let's
do
see
is
if they still have it.
yeah, see if you got it in.
Oh, they don't have
Uh-oh.
it anymore. Maybe.
No,
It's
I
It's,
seasonal.
wonder.
It's
Wonder if it's
seasonal.
limited. I kept asking my wife to buy it for me, and she's like, "You don't need that. You don't need that." Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, Mark. If you ever got that 3-gallon tub and you just sat down and started eating it, she'd probably cry and be like, "Mark."
yeah. Give me a second, Mark. I can get something to you. I'll be right back.
You'll be right back. Okay. Yep. And Mrs. says it has rivers of sparkly yumminess running through it, right?
Did you even put out the word on Twitter that you're on?
Yeah, I thought I did tweet it out.
I don't
Didn't I
know.
tweet
I'm
it?
looking for it.
Let me check. Let me check. Let's see.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I
did.
forgot. I
Yeah,
did.
buddy.
Okay, good. Yep.
Just didn't tag everybody.
Let
I'll
me
spread it.
send it. I'll do the live now and
tag it.
tag everyone too. Yeah, and I'll tag it. Yeah,
I'll
let
just
me do
stand
that.
And I will retweet it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. Let me Let's see if I can talk and type at the same time.
I have a very small following, but they're quite loyal.
They are very loyal. Yeah.
They'll at least come in and go, "Hey
Retweeted
Pat,
that.
hey Mark, hey Claudia, hey Dad."
Retweeted.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness! Normally get fruity bread and life. You know, I like this stuff. I get at Target sometimes called. It's just chocolate malt instead of like dark chocolate malt ice cream, and that's it. It's that simple. Nothing else in it. Boy, it's good.
That sounds good too. Yep.
I like it. It's just pretty simple stuff. But you can't go wrong with the chocolate with the peanut butter swirly thingies in it, or with peanut butter candy chunky thingies in it either. Yeah.
No, it's
Or
it's
caramel
all good
candies.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, now's the
Not
time of
good
year
for
too. You want to throw a few of those Reese's eggs in the freezer, get them nice and cold. The boys went action figure hunting at Target today because our
Nice.
friends on Sunday mornings and they'll put a lot of different stock out. And I was like, "Hey, why don't you guys grab some eggs while you're there?" And Mom's like, "We got a refrigerator full of eggs," and I'm like, "Not those kind of eggs, Ma. We want some
eggs.
Reese's eggs."
yeah.
she's
Oh,
like-
the Reese's ones. Yeah.
And my mom's like, "Y'all are too fat." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? These boys are thin as rails." And she was like, "I wasn't talking to that generation." I'm like, that's hurtful, man. How can you call your kids in their 40s too fat? Come on, Ma. That ain't right.
Come on, Mom.
It was done
Mom
my
can say whatever
did.
she wants.
Their kid ain't in their 40s anymore.
Yeah.
I have something disgusting to show you, Mark.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right, let me
No,
put
you got
the
a
ice
minute.
cream off.
If it's an ingrown
No, not
toenail,
now.
I'm tapping out. Okay.
Tapping up. None of that on the show. We don't want any pee harding on the show tonight.
No,
Yep.
none of that's gonna happen. So I don't have a camera anymore, so I can't do it now. I was thinking about doing that to you, but
this works. Yeah, don't. Yeah, please don't. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, I sent you 2 pictures. I DM'd them to you.
Okay. Well done. I'm going to copy the Mrs.'s link here and see if. Oh, hey, Rod Thunderheart. Hail.
All right.
Hey,
Hope you're having some safe travels here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where's the Mrs. link? Or is it coming up here? Let's see. So I can copy that. I can't copy it from the StreamYard side. Yep.
you'll want it, and I think it's disgusting, but it's something you'll want. How about that?
All right. That sounds
Give
good.
me a second.
That
I'll
sounds
pull
good.
it up. Let's see if I can put it in your pictures.
Yeah.
Clobby went to the dump and dug out some Pop Funkos.
No, this is all Claude's fault. This one. Okay, I'm gonna show you real quick.
Sure. Yep. Let me. So you're gonna share the screen? Yep.
No. You don't have to share screen. I'll just do it right here.
Okay.
Funkos.
Ooh.
That actually looks cool in a fun way.
$15.
Oh, $15 is not bad because the Funkos are.
Starro Funko. Yeah, that's Justice. That's Brave and Bold number 28, the first appearance of the Justice League, like a standee thingy pictures, like the comic in the back. And the Starros got the heroes instead of their normal bodies, of course, you can see their Funkos. Walmart for $15 clearance. It used to be like 30 or something.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Some of them are fun. Not all Funkos are horrendous. I mean, there's way too many of them, way too many characters, and they're boring. But sometimes some scenes like that are kind of fun. Yeah, no, that one's fun, and they're little mini Funkos too, so they're cool. Yeah.
Yep. Captain Infinity and Beyond is here.
Hey, Captain Infinity. Oh, Clobbering Times is a great Star Trek episode for you next week. I don't know if you've seen Deep Space Nine.
We might need your services next week.
You might
One
have
of our
there.
episodes might require a call to the time police.
That's for sure. Yeah.
You could I'll tip you off to the episode, Cap. And if you are so inclined, don't go out of your way. But if you do watch it, we'll let you do a special you can write me a special like on-off review there, so I can say the special review of the Time Police has approved or disapproved this episode.
Well, we can kind of explain the what happens in the episode. So this Captain Finity, you might not want to listen to this, but so what happens? They always hit like a ridiculous temporal anomaly as they're going through the ship. So Dax wants to go explore a planet, and of course they're like, "Are you sure it's safe?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm sure, Benjamin. It'll only take a few minutes, and maybe we'll encounter a new life form." And then they go through this temporal anomaly that kind of looks like this unicorn ice cream here. Right? So picture
like the
Defiant
there
flying through that temporal anomaly.
It's immunity syndrome.
Yeah.
But it's great. At least it tastes great.
It doesn't look so appetizing, Devin.
You've got to just try it.
I'll try it. No, I will try it.
Picture as cotton candy or something, but go to the other picture where the close up on that purple pool of stuff. That's the stuff that has like the sparkly, crunchy stuff in it. There,
okay,
you see it. Like
that's scary looking though. It's like a universe, and
y'all are making me hungry for silly putty.
Hey, this will be the best silly putty you've ever passed through your system.
That looks weird, though. I tell you,
it does look weird. The missus had the biggest problem with it when we first had it, but one bite, she was hooked. You know?
I didn't even realize we were back on the ice cream. At first, I thought this was from that Star Trek episode. I'm like,
that was just a quick aside. So anyway, so in Deep Space Nine, let me get back to the episode. So, picture that as the space field. So they go to the planet. Of course, there's some temporal anomaly, and Kira gets split into two people, like Duplicate Girl, and then she merges back together. So they get greeted by some people on the planet, and they know exactly who they are. And it turns out they've gone back in time 200 years. No, what had happened was this didn't make sense to me. So they go back in time 200 years. So there are 8,000 people on the planet that are their ancestors that they're encountering in the present. Because then what happens is when they leave the planet, they're going to hit another temporal anomaly, and they're going to and that anomaly is going to send them back in time 200 years. But the problem is Kira is going to die because she's been split. Her atoms have been split, and unless they can get her back to Deep Space Nine, Julian doesn't have the medical equipment to cure her. It's not on the Defiant, which doesn't make sense either. I don't understand that.
It's been a while since I watched it, but I'm going to watch it this week.
Yeah, I kept watching the episodes this week, so I kept going. I kept going. Boy. So
Captain Finity, I would love for him to see that one.
It's called Children of Time.
Children of Time, season 5. But don't knock yourself out. But if you just want something to pull your hair out about,
but I wasn't sure. But what I couldn't understand was, I know we're not reviewing the episode now.
No, we gotta wait.
But you gotta wait. But what I didn't understand was, how did the end? Spoilers. Obviously, the end of the episode, they figure a way out, and they don't. The people then disappear, right? So they don't. When they leave, they don't encounter the temporal anomaly. They figure a way to plot. I won't say how, but they avoid it. So the net effect is, and these people never existed. But I was totally confused. I'm like, well, how did it ever happen then? If they never got sent back in time, that is the whole predestination thing. I don't know. It was just killing my brain to think. I
haven't seen it recently. I got to watch it again this week when we review it. So,
was it all because Miles wanted to go back to his family and stuff and everything, so he decided to kill everybody or whatever? Okay.
I can't remember all of it, to be honest with you, because it's been so long. But I know it was pretty confusing.
Yeah,
is that the episode where the guys just decide to become Klingons? So we live alone and we're Klingons.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
They had descendants of Worf lived as Klingons. Yep.
The sons of Moog.
And Odo's still alive, but he's better at shapeshifting. So he looks like they made him look like a handsome dude.
Wow, he looks like Clayton Endicott Jr. from Benson.
Yeah, instead of the instead of the weird face. Yep. So there's a Odo and Kira thing going on, which I don't like, but it was just so damn confusing because I couldn't. I need Captain Infinity's help on this one. Well, then how did it ever happen? Then if they never went back the second time, how did it happen? I don't know.
Well,
When you watch it, Mike, you can help me.
Captain Infinity does not approve of the malleable timeline in serious science fiction.
Yeah.
Can't say I blame him.
But is this not malleable? Because then they ended the timeline. Like this wasn't a divergent timeline. Like the Marvel universe, they keep having these divergent time. Like alternate. It creates its own timeline. So I guess in this universe, there's only one timeline. So then you can change it.
I don't know. I need to watch it again. It's been a few years since I've watched it.
Yeah, I know. It was very painful to try to figure out.
Think about it while I'm watching it, and then 2 minutes after I watch it, I'll probably forget about it. But these days, unless it's really entertaining. But I just don't know. By the way, Donnie Pearson, don't think I missed that Smuckers joke there. Good Chevy Chase callback. You're either older than you look, or you've been watching listening to some old Saturday Night Live from the 70s. Good one.
Just didn't want you to say there?
Just didn't want you to let.
Okay.
There you go. Didn't want that one to go uncalled because it was really good. It was an old sketch from Saturday Night Live about jam, because he's Smuckers, except it was Sluckers. And they were trying to come up with the most worst names for jams ever. Their name, and they were trying to compete. They were competing with each other about how bad a jam name can be. Eventually, it was like, it's called dog vomit and mucky punch. I can't think of worse names for a jam. Back then, Schmuckers was considered like a dumb name for a jam. And finally, it was called. There was a John Belushi said, we got one. It's called 10,000 Nuns and Orphans. And she goes, 10,000 Nuns and Orphans? What's so bad about that? They're all eaten by rats.
Oh my God. That's hysterical. Yeah, so this episode was just a brain. I won't comment on the quality of the episode because we'll wait till Saturday night. But the only thing I just never like is when they try to get these two characters together. I don't think that ever works on this show. But I don't know what you think of that, Clobber and Times. But
yeah, I'm not fond of it.
It just doesn't. There's no chemistry there. There's no spark. Yeah, there's no.
It gets weirder than this though.
Yeah, because you can have a really good friend that you care about a lot.
But, shipping.
If they always got to ship the characters together. It's like the characters don't need that to be friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think too, in the end, if it comes right down to it, if he'd have to pick between her and the Continuum, he would probably pick going to live with the other changelings.
I can't say. It would be spoilery.
Spoiler, right? Yeah. But just the time travel stuff is just so crazy. It's just
and then we find out in 30 years he doesn't still talk to her, but he talks to Worf for some reason. They're still pen pals for some reason,
right?
Like Worf and I write to each other because he tried to do my job when he came here.
So dumb. Hey, Andy Masterson.
Hey, Andy. Great to see you.
Andy.
How's it going? Man of action figures, of custom action figures, which are
man of action.
Really, man of action. Really, just amazing stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Love those custom figures. Yeah.
Yes,
they're really great. Well, I guess since we were talking about Star Trek, we can spend a couple of minutes talking about our favorite P Hard.
Before you go on that, what about that? Was it Paramount or who put that out this week with the throwback to the Trek and all this? And of course, Kirk was not even in the picture, and it's on the Discovery and those newer ones instead of the classic Trek. I mean, what was your thought on that?
Paramount Minus did that.
Yeah,
that was horrendous. Yeah,
I remember the reaction, not just Kirk being left off of it, but even the Spock and her were to the side, and they feature these characters that nobody really cares about that are not new. I mean, was that something that really, I mean, did it really get your goat, or is it just kind of one of those things that's like, well, no surprise, why bother?
Well, it's no surprise, but it still is awful, for sure. Disrespectful beyond belief to have something like that. It was advertising on Paramount Minus has all these real Star Trek shows and a bunch of fake ones too, and it was just showing basically we have all this Star Trek available on Paramount Minus,
Mm-hmm.
and then you show a representation, something that's supposed to represent all the stuff, all the various Star Trek products that you have, and you don't put the most important character on there. Whereas just everyone thought it was kind of ridiculous. You have all these other characters. I mean, the first one you should be putting on there is Kirk. Then make up your mind whoever you want to do. Of course, you shouldn't put any of the filth characters on there, but that's of course just me.
What do you think it was? Was it a shot at the old school, or was it a shot at?
It was
Kirk?
a shot at Shatner. They don't like Shatner.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't like him.
Yeah. So here's the advertisement here. So, of course, they start with Archer, which is perfect, but then it should have been Kirk, Spock.
Cisco, Picard, even not Picard, the Picard from the old show,
right?
Not from the new trash.
Of course, they're going to promote the new stuff, but it's really
on there.
It's a slap in the face too. I mean, it's too obvious. But if they'd left Spock off, as much as we all love Spock, maybe he's not the main.
You could just put the captains.
You could argue you just put the captains or something, or.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then people were putting, doing all these things like fixing, like fixed it or whatever.
Yeah, fixing it. Oh boy, did they fix it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think here's one where they fixed it. Yep. It's Captain Kirk. Yep. And then someone did one with like it was all Captain all Kirk's. I'd saved the photo.
Cast iron. Hanson man mount. I love it. Oh.
But yeah, he's the
Is that the Pike character?
This fake
Pike.
Pike.
Yeah.
Pike. Okay, all right.
Fake Pike. The second fake Pike. Yeah, to be honest. To be honest.
Okay. Well, actually, the original actor died, so when the menagerie was actually different.
Technically, it's
about
the third
that.
Fake. Well,
right.
but the other ones are legit on the original series. So
you're talking about? I'm talking that number of actors that played him. Yeah.
No, but then there's another one who played him in the fake Jar Jar Abrams trash. Mark, what was that guy's name? Something or other. Good actor, but
yeah, he was he was actually one of the best.
Bruce
Green. He was actually great in those movies.
Good actor, but he was terrible because he's not. It's just that he's not.
No, but
Pike.
He had some actual gravitas in that movie, though. I thought he was one of the few grown-ups in those.
Good
movies,
actor, but
yeah.
Well, Anson Mount's a good actor, but he's not playing Pike. He's playing some little kid running around acting like a dope. Yeah, not Pike.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find that.
But Greenwood is really good. I like him.
He's a good actor. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that picture that someone fixed it. I'm pretty sure I saved it. Yeah.
It's not. Look, you know me, dude. I never blame the actors.
Yeah.
We can good actors in lousy movies and stuff.
But he actually had some good speeches in that movie. I thought he sounded like his speeches actually sounded semi-legitimate.
You gotta find something in there just to bring it out of the trash pile, don't you? Hey, look!
Yep, I do. Yep,
this piece of crap right here might taste better compared to all this other sludge in here.
Well, look, we had Star Trek cornflakes.
They're all soggy.
Here, let's see if this.
My Fet for Hire fixed it. He said.
Fet for Hire fixed it.
Oh, great! That's who I'd send it to.
There was one where they were.
That's the man.
Tiger Stripes. There was one where they were all Kirk.
I know. Really? I save all the.
Was it Kirk like in his environmental suit, and Kirk in the green shirt, and Kirk and?
I don't know. I saw a bunch of Kirk. In fact, they had like old Kirk and all, but one young Kirk.
What about for the cartoon from the 70s?
I think they may put him on there too.
Sometimes you can't find people on Twitter. What's his Twitter handle?
Fet for Hire.
Isn't it Fet for Hire? Or maybe it could be a different. That's not him, right?
True enough, Tiger Stripes. True enough. MMM's here.
Hey, MMM.
Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Hope you're okay. Yep. Yeah, someone could put in Fet for Hire. Maybe it's Fet for Hire. Yep. I always see him on Twitter all the time. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Found him?
and of course I said Fat 5 for her if I could type. Yeah, I know.
Someone specializes in bad typing.
He's always got the best memes. Yeah, Alf. Love Alf. Let's see. Fixed it. Yep. Well, I'll just flip to the. I don't want to. Oh, there he's go. Yep. There you go. He's got him in the middle. Yep.
You're not watching my show, talking about my stupid show, of course. What a great see. Everyone likes my show now. I'm so happy. Everyone had the good sense to say what a piece of crap it was the first 2 seasons. But eventually, somehow, we realized it's reel everyone in. And now they're on board with it because all it took was member berries and key jangling and do the same old crap. But now people like it because I brought my old crew together, which I didn't think I'd need them, of course. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I'm Admiral Captain Paglandu Sugar's Bard, or something like that. I can't really remember. I'm a robot now.
But there it is. Oh, that's what it should be.
There you go.
I found it.
Yeah, that's why he was waiting to show everybody.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice.
Took me a while to find it. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's 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 really disrespectful to the character. I mean, I can see where you as a marketing person, you obviously want to promote your new stuff, but you wouldn't have Star Trek without Captain Kirk. I mean, Shatner's performance is so amazing.
But at the risk of starting a really big debate and fight, now, which of those uniforms should be considered the real Kirk uniform?
They're all real. They're all
I mean, which one is anyone better than the other?
Your favorite?
Everyone has favorites. I mean,
because that one is from Undiscovered Country, right? Towards the right.
Well, this is from. We'll go through the episode. Right. So this is from where no man has gone before.
Okay.
Yep.
First Kirk.
Then there were the first season, first, second season, and third. Yeah. The next 3 are just from basic. Yeah.
Standard. That's the classic tunic. This is the greenish. I think there's been a debate about the color, but that's the wrap.
Those are all basic series stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And animated.
And then this is dress uniform here. Yep. Animated. This is he had 2 uniforms in the motion picture, so yeah. This was the more casual one, and this is the more formal uniform.
He had 3 actually in that. He had 3.
And then he had the one with the t-shirt,
the white shirt.
Right? Yeah.
Now, that's a Wrath the Con uniform in that next one, but it's actually that picture I think is from Undiscovered Country. Look at how old he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because once they kept these uniforms for the rest of the series. So,
right.
Then you have Trek, very cool.
Trek 3.
Yeah.
We have Trek 5 after that, and then the last one is from Generations.
Right. Yeah. So this uniform, I guess. How would you explain this uniform? This is more casual uniform, or what?
Which one?
The Trek 5 one, because they kept
or 6. You mean?
Or 6? No,
your mouse is on 3. Your mouse is on 3 right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 3. How would you explain the 3 uniform? Is that a more casual one?
Yeah, because remember he was off duty when he stole the Enterprise.
Yeah. So I guess
because
they kept this uniform for the rest of the series.
Yeah, even though that's really, I think that picture's probably from Trek
Generation.
6.
Yeah.
Even though that was the same as the Wrath the Con uniform, they just didn't. I don't know, and then the last one is Generations.
Generations, yeah. So
the last picture should have
the gray one is from the gray one's definitely from 5. Go ahead, sorry.
The last picture should have a walkway laying on top of them.
No, too soon.
What a stupid way to kill off Captain Kirk.
I love his last line though. It was fun.
Yes,
that's a great last line. But yeah, that was a dumb way to kill him. And more screwed up time travel. Can I rant here? So my total rant. They can go back in time, anywhere in time, right?
Yes.
So why don't they go back in time to when they first see Sauron? What's his name? Soren. Thank you.
Soren
on the ship when he's talking to Guinan. Let's go back in time there, or go back in time to your phasers. They only go back in time like a few minutes, so they can die. It made
Mark. I will tell you this: there's a series of books that really redeem that whole story, and it's super cool. They are well worth it. They're worth finding and reading, sir. They really are.
Are you referring to the Shatner, the Kirk books?
Yes, yeah, 100%. I bought them like when they came out and read them.
Oh, I
was
love
so
them.
excited.
I have
I
those
loved it.
too.
I
Yeah.
bought the books and the audio, the audio recorded, readings of Shatner reading them.
Oh,
Which are
dude, you
very-
always got to out geek us. That is brilliant. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh God, dude, they're great. Shatner reads them.
Oh, that's
You
cool.
have-
Are they on YouTube?
I don't know, but they were on back then on audio cassette at the time. You bought the mold like 4 cassettes or whatever. They read the whole books. I think they were pretty much unabridged. I bought them all and used to listen to them in the car all the time. The first book's Ashes of Eden.
Right.
Then it was the Return, Avenger, Spectre. Oh no, 3 or 4 more of them. It was Shatner's name on it, but he was written with Garfield and Judith Reed Stevens, that who are really good Star Trek writers, who even later worked on Enterprise.
Well, he probably had the ideas and did some of the concepts, and they did the finish. The finishing.
And they were all about Kirk. Well, and of course he was resurrected in the 24th century, and Picard was in them with him. But they were pretty good. They were really well done, I think. Good books, huh?
Yeah,
you
it
could
was a
say-
bad way from. I was gonna say, or if Kirk had died saving the Enterprise B, or was it the B?
He did.
Well, I mean, he gets sent
sort
to
of.
the Nexus, sort of. But like,
The
if he
Nexus
just
makes
actually,
no sense.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he had actually died saving the ship, like, because everything wasn't ready until Tuesday, at least it would have been a heroic death, and you could have had, But they wanted to merge and have the 2 captains together. It was just a hokey setup with
They
time
could have
travel.
done a better
again.
job with it.
Yeah.
Because the Nexus, the whole time travel thing with the Nexus made no sense. They did not explain how you could, how on the one hand you can't just go into it, fly into it for some reason.
Yep.
However, you can just be standing on a planet, and if it engulfs the planet, you're fine, I guess. And Sauron had to use all this technology to force it off its course to engulf Viridian 3. And when it does that, everybody on the planet's now in heaven. According to them. In other words, somehow this Nexus, you can do anything with your mind that you want to do, go anywhere. But it's still in your mind, isn't it? Is it really transporting? It doesn't make any sense. It's apparently you're inside the ribbon. And inside the ribbon, you're manipulating your own reality. I get that. But if you are just doing that, how are you changing time at all? How are you? It'll tear your brain to pieces.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It
that
makes
Children
no
of Time
sense.
episodes. Yeah.
But wait.
It's not even real time travel, really.
You said you can't be on a ship, but that's where they got Kirk from. He was on a ship.
What now? Exactly. Why was Kirk still alive?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bobby.
Why was Kirk still alive? Hey, man, he's Danny. What's up, buddy? Oh, he's sort of here.
He's sort of here. He's trying to get here.
Why was he still alive when in other words, since Kirk lived, right, and survived to be in there later when Picard to find him, why did the Lakul and why did Soren later say you can't just fly into it?
Nothing made sense. That's why it was so horrible, because it was a horrible contraption to try to get the 2 captains together, and you obviously can't do it without time travel.
Right.
And the story was just another Con Light attempt at a story with Sauron, or I can't remember with who was the actor, the great Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
So it's just a revenge, ridiculous tale, and the whole line about the Enterprise. It's not ready. It won't be ready till. Oh no, that was which line? Which movie had everything not ready till Tuesday? That
Tuesday.
was.
It was that.
Was that
It was
movie? Right?
Generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generations. Right.
Captain John Harriman, aka Cameron Frost.
Hey, Ross Dog. Yeah, but if you're on that planet, the Nexus runs into that, gains you entry. It's like, well, everyone would want to be like, please, I hope the Nexus hits our planet, right?
Well, apparently, you can get blown out of the ship like Kirk did, and end up in the Nexus. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
by the
why
way, remember when they remember what was it, Soren, and how did Soren get out of the ribbon when they destroyed when the Ribbon was about to destroy those ships, the little cool or whatever. What were they trying to do? They were trying to get into it with those ships, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing made sense. Nothing made sense. Yeah, it's just.
I still, it just hurts. Hurts your brain.
Makes you wonder if First Contact wouldn't have been well received. A good movie overall. I mean, let's be honest. I enjoyed it.
Yes,
How quickly the movies would have died off after that. If you'd have had this movie and then that movie after that, I think you probably wouldn't have made it much further. Because let's be honest, other than First Contact, next gen movies not that great. You know.
Oh, we got Thor here.
Hell.
Hey, Thor, how you feeling?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, we can't hear you.
You might be muted, bud.
I'm gonna unmute. I'm on.
Your mic's off.
There we go.
How about now?
Damn, that Loki messing you up again. Gee.
I've got strep that Maddie brought home.
Oh no.
And of course, Maddie being Maddie, didn't bother her very much at all. A few weeks ago, she got something else at that petri dish they call a daycare center, and around 2 or 3 in the morning, she started violently vomiting her guts out. And I was freaking out, and so I picked her up, and I took off her clothes, and I rushed her to the shower to shower the vomit off her so I could take her to the emergency room. And she looked at me with her tiny little 2-year-old face and said, "Are you okay?" That's the kind of child I was blessed enough to have. But I want to say to Tiger Stripes real quick. Tiger Stripes, get your own. Just get a spray bottle of your own and fill it with oil, and if possible, keep it in the refrigerator, because oils, especially when they get heated, are huge culprits for hardening your arteries and heart disease. And Pam, you can look up just on YouTube people getting Pam or other pump sprays. Maybe I shouldn't say the name. It's too late now. And holding a lighter and then spraying, and flame comes out. Because there's butane, which is legally allowed by our government into this stuff. So, and I think it was Pat.
Stick with olive oil as an Italian. You always use olive oil and everything. Yep.
Olive oil and butter are good.
Real butter. Yep.
If it's low, if it's low, some people take olive oil, just a spoonful a day, just for their health purposes.
Yep.
If you're cooking like low heat, like I don't know, eggs and French toast and stuff, butter is good. Olive oil is fine. If you're going high heat, you want something with a higher smoke point, which would be like avocado oil.
Canola.
No, stay away from canola. Canola will kill you. That was
too late.
That whole thing about no, it's never too late. It's never too late.
It's not too late. You're talking still, ain't you?
That was part of the joke.
Yes,
I got you.
We're still talking. It's not too late. And to Pat S, I think you were talking about CPO Sharkey earlier.
Yes.
And nobody caught the reference. I would just like to say, why don't you put bicycle pedals in your ears and ride yourself out of here, you hockey puck? So I do remember that show.
Remember back in the day, what I've always mentioned, when they banned coconut oil was allegedly bad for you back then. And always consult your doctor whenever talking about any of these things. But they banned canola oil, and they replaced it with soy-based oil, trans fat. They took out all the beef. That was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yes, that jerk from the McDonald's thing, and decided the same guy that thought we should all be eating margarine for the rest of our lives. That
was the mayor of New York City.
And
who was behind that.
And William Shatner. Promise.
Yeah.
Remember? Well, this was all because back in the 1930s and the 1940s, advertising was designed to find out why people were starting to get fat, which compared to today, they're nothing. And the beef industry was saying it's sugar that's making you fat, and the sugar industry was saying it's fat that's making you fat. And Alton Keyes, who was a doctor for Roosevelt, who's unfortunately related to me, came out and said, eat all the sugar you want. Sugar is fine. Stay away from fat. Fat will kill you. And then after he died, they found out he was on the payroll of the sugar board. And a lot of nutrition. I've seen.
Hey, that must have been a sweet deal. Sorry.
No, don't sugarcoat it, Mike.
Hey, don't call me sugar.
Don't call me chief. Yeah. Um, but there are nutritionists that said they'd like to dig him up and charge him with 1 million murders. So, but I would amend what Mark said. Ask your doctor. I'd say ask some healthcare professionals, because in my personal belief, based on some really cutting edge doctors, a lot of doctors don't keep up with this stuff. You know, their business is writing as many prescriptions as possible, in my opinion, to pay off their student loans and start on that yacht. So anyway.
Well, my grandma was always right, dude. Little Italian grandmother that was as tall as Yoda. So she's like, I'm never having margarine is not allowed in my house. It's real butter and olive oil, or none of that other stuff. So
I cannot believe it's not butter.
Yeah, I mean, back in as late as the 90s and early 2000s, nutritionalists hated the French and the Italians, because they were having they're having fat, a lot of fat. French put butter on everything. I mean, Clavy's from Louisiana. You know what French cooking is like? It's all cream and butter.
Yeah. And they drink wine. Yep.
Yeah, lots of wine. So anyway,
yeah, that's a fan of saying. Yeah, don't use. That was Michael Bloomberg's group, and if you're an old time Rush Limbaugh fan like me and Clobberin times, you remember how we used to talk about that all the time and got outraged, because it ruined the flavor of popcorn in movie theaters.
Yeah, I did. They changed it.
And it was Mike Bloomberg, and one group actually at the time, this is back in the era of fax machines, pretended to be like some highfalutin food organization, and they faxed this press release to all the press and said they called themselves like something food safety yada yada. I can't remember the details exactly, but all the nightly news, they all ran with this report, like how bad beef tallow is for you. But obviously, if that's all you do, eat deep fried foods, over and over and over. Anything in moderation, obviously. But then as Phantom said, they replaced it with all the trans fat, which is now being banned everywhere. So it was, a big oopsie.
Just also really quickly before I forget, I think it was Tiger Stripes. Somebody said that they're using coconut oil, and the FDA is still saying that coconut oil will kill you. And there's a lot of controversy on this. So, and the FDA also says that, well, maybe I shouldn't get into it, but anyway,
be careful. Yeah,
probably not good around here.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, you should make your own spray bottle. I mean, all this stuff's on YouTube, and there are a lot of good, more cutting edge scientists and doctors and molecular biologists. If you don't follow Rhonda Patrick, and she's like the queen of knowledge of cellular biology and nutrition and stuff. So anyway, I didn't want to go off on that rant, but definitely think about when you cook your gach. Now, everyone knows gach is best served live, but if you cook it,
yes,
you use a fruit oil such as avocado or olive.
Hungry boy.
How do you feel about
just tuning in?
How do you feel about grapeseed oil, Steve?
Grapeseed oil is another one that is I used to do. There's some controversy, so I think there are enough like avocado and olive oil that are not controversial at this moment. But I used to do grapeseed oil in a pump actually. But I've heard some things. So it's one thing about people say, oh, it's always changing. Well, it's changing because now we're in the internet age, and whereas 40 years ago, our doctors, our scientists would never hear about a study done in Scotland, but now because of the internet, they can do meta-analysis where they pull, all the research from everybody and come to somewhat of a consensus, because everybody's going to, every research is probably going to have some sort of flaw to it, to the methodology. And there's always, well, who's funding it? So the larger your sample group you have,
Well, that's back in the 60s. It was Dr. Pritkin who came up with the no-fat diet. And, obviously, I don't want to get too much into what's right or wrong, but, that's what the food pyramid was based on was, more grains and carbohydrates. And for whatever it's worth, that's what, and then it kind of, a lot of his stuff got, I shouldn't say debunked, but proven wrong.
That's right.
And unfortunately, he self-deleted. They said one of the problems of the no-fat diet is it makes you very depressed. It can
kind of makes it hard to metabolize vitamins A, D, E, and K.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to have.
So it was a big
yeah.
mess. Yeah.
I mean, you could
Big mess.
probably have a little bit of everything and be fine. I think one of the big
Yeah.
problems is that we eat so much, and this is we if you go back and look at documentaries of World War II, there weren't a whole lot of fat people, but when everybody in the country went to war and the women had to go to the factories, it takes people don't realize it takes all day to make everything from scratch. And so these fast food companies said, here's a TV dinner. It's ready in only an hour, which to us would be like, an hour? What the hell? I've been home 5 whole minutes. Where's dinner? But back then, an hour was like, oh my God, I can have dinner ready in just an hour. But
Well,
then
that's why Kraft dinner became so popular. Macaroni and cheese, as we know in Canada.
Kraft
So
and
Kraft dinner.
Bird's Eye, and all. But the problem was that there was competition, and when there's competition, how do you make a profit? How do you get them to buy your product as opposed to somebody else's? Well, there are 3 ways. You can make it cheaper, you can make it more flavorful, or you can make it bigger. And they did all 3, but especially the bigger, the hungry man dinner, and we all just started eating more and more. They gave it to us, and we were all told to clear our plates, and there are children starving in China or Africa or wherever the country is at the time. And we just started eating and eating and eating. So and dying and dying and dying. So anyway,
Our portions are really big here, that's for sure. Yeah.
yeah. If you go to other countries, like in Italy, they people say, oh, if pasta's so bad, why do the Italians eat it? Well, the Italians eat spaghetti as a side dish. It's mostly vegetables and things like that. So Hungry Boy says,
sure.
Hungry Boy says, my Nana. Hungry Boy, are you of Italian descent? Because that's what we call in Italian. No, we call our grandmothers. Well, Nonna actually. So never mind.
Nana or Nona? Well,
Nonna. Yeah.
Nana. I call her great grandmother Nana.
Wow, Mark, you and I sound like a doo-wop group from the 50s.
No.
Na 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 na. Sorry, Claudia.
Our buddy Dad Man says he's getting tired.
Yeah, Dad Man's got to go. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Mark, thanks for letting me come in and hang a little bit. Now you got the closer, Steve Mitchum, in here. Thor's here. Hey,
I'm here for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, Mark, you brought me up full screen. I know Hungry Boy's
Yeah, why don't you plug
Scary.
plug your channel? I'm sure everyone here is sub to you, but
I know the original. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just real quick. Well, first of all, I want to say, again, happy birthday to Mrs. Dadman.
Absolutely.
And, it's always fun hanging out with you. So
absolutely. And I remember Clobby in the days talking about the creepiest avatar on YouTube with this, and then of course Hungry Boy loves it, so it's my standing avatar here on this channel. But as always, the next goal is to get to 200 because the missus found a honeydew unicorn sparkling soda for me to drink when I hit 200 subs. Nice. So the next one, only got another sub tonight, so we're only 44 away. We're at 156 now. Sweet. So did a great YouTube Fortnite stream tonight. I'm going to do more tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If you like college basketball, even if you don't like college basketball, just come hang out with Whoopa Troop and me. We'll break down the March Madness brackets. We'll talk basketball. If you got questions about basketball, I officiate it. Answer your questions. We have fun. Come up all kinds of silly stuff and just have fun together. But this month's kind of be off and on between basketball stuff. But my special announcement is that Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will have none other than R.M. Briggs, Raquel Briggs, on my channel to talk about her book.
Nice.
With the short stories, and we talked about already. I just encourage everybody to show up. It'll be on YouTube and Twitch. She's been gracious to give me some time, and
so it's gonna be a long talk about short stories.
Very possibly, but in a very good way.
You can use that line. You can use that line if you want.
Okay, but it was but yes, I'm looking forward to it. Something completely different. So that way, for everybody that says I'm just Fortnite or I'm just football, no, we're just doing a bunch of different stuff and trying to have stuff that comes into all people, and and do some things that are different. So we're looking forward to that. That's the big thing coming up right now. And then we got some more things coming down the road. But hey, On that note, thank you again for all the birthday wishes to the missus, and I know she wants me to extend her thanks to you, Mark, you, Clobby, you, Steve, and everybody, Pat, everybody in the chat. So thank you for everything, and y'all have a wonderful rest of the stream, and have a great night, and have a great week today, and hope to see you tomorrow night and Tuesday yourselves. So thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, buddy. You take
good,
care,
buddy.
man.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care,
Thank you, Dad, man. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
So he's a great guy.
I've even tuned into some of his shows and listened to him talk about sports ball. So
yeah, he made it interesting for you, right? Yep.
Well, you gotta support the team, not the basketball team, but the
team player.
The team player. That's right. So, Clobby, before I forget,
yes,
Clobby, here's something that'll shock you.
Okay.
I used to have an autographed poster of Moses Malone.
Wow.
With the 10 Commandments?
But why did you have that? That's my question. Nothing against him, of course. He was a good player.
Yeah. Actually, I used to work at Cortana Mall at the Webster's Menswear, and he was there, and I knew who he was, so I asked my boss if I could go get in line to get a thing, and I did. He was very nice. But yeah,
cool.
But eventually it got lost somewhere in all the all the moving. Yeah, all the moves. So.
Cool though, yeah.
So
I thought never much they had a Claude there. So hail the
Claude selling.
Hail Claude.
Hey. Cool. There you go. Wasn't never much of a basketball guy myself, but that's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
he's a great player. Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway, on that note, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night too. I'm
you
still
buttered us all up with an appearance, and now you're leaving.
Look, I gave you
for being here. I know.
I gave you the skinny on cooking with fat, and I thought of that after you were talking to Dad, man. I was waiting for an opportunity to use it. But to Lisa, you didn't answer my question. When you make your carbonara, do you use guanciale? Guanciale, for those of you who are not Italian, is pork cheek. And it's the meat that is used in and I have an issue with American-made carbonara because they add cream and peas, and that's like making gumbo with I don't know
cream and peas,
avocados and grapes or something.
I use quadro triticale.
A perennial, if I'm not mistaken. It was in winter. Was in winter in Russia. James T.
Well, Quark was mentioning the Triticale futures in one of the episodes recently. You were reviewing.
You know, Clobby, sometimes you talk about not having ideas for shows. What about fictional foods?
I have too much trouble with real foods.
You got Hibious Claw, you got Gok, you got Quadritriticale.
Real foods would give me enough trouble. I don't have to make up any more of them.
So,
there you go. Gok. I will not eat gok, by the way. I couldn't eat any of those fictional foods. They look gross.
The live got, and with the tube grubs we were eating last night, tube grubs.
Tube grubs,
Clobby, if Klingon food is too difficult for you, perhaps we could have one of the females breastfeed you.
Breastfeed you.
chew the food, or chew the food for you. Yeah.
That is one of my favorite episodes. Actually.
That was really actually for the second season. That was incredible.
It was really good.
Yeah. A Matter of Honor. Good one.
That
was the title.
No. Tiger Stripes carbonara is only with bacon if you can't get guanciale. But kudos for not adding the cream.
Yeah, you don't do that. So here's I shall present. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here. So I was just there. I was in Rome last year. What a great place to go visit. A lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
But carbonara has no cream in it. And what was the history of it? It was trying to remember who. There was some history behind the dish. But
it's supposedly invented by like an emperor or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the story. But it does have eggs in it, so that's what the kind of it's not creamy per se, but creaminess comes from it. Yeah,
you cook the bacon or the guanciale separately, and then you add some of the you add the pasta to it with the grease and some of the pasta water that has the starch in it. Then you add the raw eggs. You start stirring quickly. Otherwise, you have scrambled eggs on top of pasta. But that's all it is pecorino cheese, salt, pepper, eggs.
Simple, very simple.
Yeah, but
no cream, milk, garlic, or onions. Yeah, to that. Yeah, traditional.
Have you had it, Klobby or Pat? You ever had carbonara?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes, I have.
Maybe. Couldn't swear to it.
Oh, okay. Did you like it? Did you like it, Pat?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember it being creamy at all, so I must have had it the right way.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. So, well, and with that, I've talked too much, so I am going to.
No, you never talk too much.
So, well, at least I'm not talking about Maddie as much as I normally do. So, but
you're always welcome to do that, man.
Well, thank you.
I hope she's feeling better. Hope you feel better soon, bud.
No, thank you. She's the best thing by far. I feel like she's my repayment from God for never having a woman loved me ever. I mean, the only family member I've ever known, or the only non-family member I've known in my life who actually really loved me is probably Klobby.
It's me. I do.
As awkward as that is for everybody.
Yep, with all my heart, buddy.
Yep. All right, guys.
Admiral, take care.
All right. Good night,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Steve.
Yeah, so this was carbonara in Rome. So it was the first meal there, but you can see how simple it looks. And it's not cream; it's the eggs. And there's another pasta dish. A lot of the dishes are very simple, but very, tasty. So there's I'm forgetting the type of cheese. It's like a not burrata. It's kind of like a mozzarella, but just good stuff. And there's just
tonight on Sunday Night Foodery.
Yeah. So there's some great great meats there. There's our family there. That was our first meal. So we had like total jet lag. And then we didn't finish everything because we were so tired. So
wasn't that cooked?
This is cured meats. This is pancetta or 3 different versions. And what's the other meat? They're all it's like ham. They're basically like hams, but they're super good. This is burrata and like mozzarella and some more ham there, but just really, really outstandingly good. Just so good. Yep. And there's another pasta.
Looks like some stuff even I might eat.
Oh, you would eat this? Yeah, this was good. Yeah, but this is it's basically a simple dish. So simple dish. They're not but very flavor. They don't have like a million things with the dish. You just get it, and that was the they gave it. We're like we weren't going to order dessert. She's like, well, you have to have dessert. So like little mini donuts. You dip them in chocolate. Oh, that's how much it costs. I said the receipt. Yeah. You had to. Yeah, that's all right, man. Yeah.
Klobby, where do you fall in the family line? Are you like towards the youngest or towards the oldest, or
of your immediate family?
For your mommy and daddy?
I'm middle. I'm the middle of 3 boys, and there were 2 one that passed as in one was stillborn before me, and the other one was a miscarriage after me. So I still, if it had been 5 of us, like there almost was, I still would have been the middle. That's why I'm such a weirdo. Middle kids are always the weirdo.
I was going to say, because your mom must have been like, well, this is what the family's eating, but I'm going to go cook the middle child some chicken fingers and rice and gravy so he has to eat.
Yeah, it's my older brother, whom I'm kind of worried about recently. He's having some he's had some surgery this past week, and I'm concerned about him. And my younger brother, they're both very well adjusted and do very well for themselves in life, and they're not a geek or anything, so they had no problems with the whole geek holding themselves behind and stuff in life. So they've done good, but somebody had to be that odd one in the middle, just the way it's going to work. So yeah, and yet when we're younger, they're the ones that got in all the trouble that I never did because I was a geek.
That's right. I messed up my comic book.
Right.
Yeah. So, I guess this became more famous during World War II. I guess all the soldiers came back, and then it became a famous dish. And I guess Italians were eating eggs and bacon supplied by troops in the United States. Yep. So 1954, I guess it came here as a recipe. So, but it's just good stuff. Yeah, really good, really tasty. Yep.
I'll take your word for it. I'll have some chips right here.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Here we're gonna continue the food food talk here. Well, this is more candy, so let me change my put
Great.
my
I forgot to
camera
get
in here.
candy. They now have no candy here. You can
Well,
start
this
talking
is
about
candy. This is really old candy, so
Old
it's
candy.
it's very old candy. So let me
I put
change
my
my microphone here.
Reese's eggs away when Steve was talking because he made me feel guilty.
It made you feel guilty.
He always does that. He's always
gonna
makes us
go-
feel guilty
I'm
about
gonna
the way we
spray
eat.
some. I'm gonna spray some avocado oil on these Easter eggs, Steve, so they're not bad for me.
So here is okay. My brother-in-law came back from Switzerland. He had to go to a trip, so he got me
Ovalmaltine.
Ovalmaltine. Oh, this is really good because
Oh, that looks good.
It's got like airy, crunch.
What do you mean it's old?
It's good stuff. Yeah.
What do you mean it's old?
No, I'll show you something old first, but this I'll show you in a second. Yeah, this is brand new. Yeah.
That looks good.
And my sister's man's like, you didn't bring enough back. I don't know if they describe. Let's go here. Yeah. Let's see. Do they describe what's in here? Of course, it's in French, so it'd be tough to read. But here, let's say what's in here.
Take a picture of it and hit the Google Translator, buddy.
Yeah. Well, that's the Swiss German. I can translate, but anyway, just chocolate. But sometimes they give you tell you what what it is. Sorry, what it is. So, but yeah, that's a really good one. I always like that one. Yeah, or maybe on the side to tell you what.
Oh, Steve, I think Pat's just kidding around, dude. You didn't hurt his feelings.
Oh no, Steve. As a matter of fact, I take a lot of what you say seriously, dude. I was just joking that I felt guilty about my trash food because you were on here talking healthy, Chief. Now my feelings aren't hurt at all by that. And if I offended you, that I'll joke, my friend. I'll joke.
But yeah, it was all just kidding around. I mean, look, Pat and I, if we're in this, I think we've never seen each other, but we know we're in very similar situations. The guilt's there, no matter what anyone else says, whether you say it or not. So
yeah.
Am I right? You feel guilty every time you eat it?
Yes. That is my way of deflecting my bad feelings, which is good, Steve, because I could be shoving Easter eggs in my mouth. So it's better, I guess, I have a sense of humor about it instead of eating it.
And I would be if I had any. I'd be doing that if I had any.
But look at that nutrition score.
Where's all this nutrition score on the freaking chocolate?
0 F. Yeah, look, 0. It gets a 0. Yeah. So this is with palm oil, I guess. This one, yeah.
Is that like a cooking chocolate, Mark, or am I being thrown off by that wisp? Okay.
It's a dark chocolate, yeah.
Okay.
I could try some now, but
yeah, go ahead.
See if it's any good. Yeah, I'll just eat the whole damn bar.
That was very dark, though. Wow.
Yeah, it's dark chocolate. Yeah, it's good with coffee. Actually, I know if you have coffee and then you have a couple of pieces. The trick is to try to eat only, not eat the whole bar. So yeah, this other one was milk chocolate, Swiss milk chocolate with something. Ovaltine. I can't translate those.
What is Ovaltine?
It's like
it's not Ovaltine, of course.
It's not Ovaltine. It's someone will do the translation. I'm away from my keyboard. Yeah,
Ovaltine.
E for exceptional. Now the other part. Now there's a store called the Migros in Switzerland. It's kind of like a Costco or a Walmart or a, I don't know how would you describe it, but it's like a store that took over Switzerland. It's like a cheaper store that's, I shouldn't say cheaper, but off-brand stuff, but it's very, very popular. Like maybe like a Walmart would be the.
What about Target? That's kind of in the middle.
It's kind of like a Target too. Yeah, yep. So this spice, the Nor spice, it's a little bit different in Europe, but it's just, you get addicted to it. So it's like you put it on your salads. Potatoes, great. It's fantastic on eggs. It's just really awesome. So whenever everyone goes, I'm like, bring me back some Mirador or some Nor. But it's kind of like a salty based product. It's great on potatoes, especially, and salad. Hey, your Muslim uncle.
So it's kind of like hey, uncle.
Hey, buddy.
So it's kind of like MSG or Tony Chachere's or something.
Yeah, but it's just really a much better flavor. I can't describe it. It's like it's salty but not too salty. and there's like a flavor seasoning in it that's really good. So it's actually especially good on.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Corn.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's probably not better than Tony Chachere's, dude.
Well,
The Chachere's, these are everything, man.
That's kind of magic. Yeah,
I love that stuff.
I know, but this is my Tony stat. This is what I've always said.
It's probably better.
Yeah, probably.
Up there. I mean, we're down here, dude. We don't get it. We don't get.
I was gonna say I'm a homeboy, dude. That's kind of like it's kind of
yes,
weird
please.
thing.
No,
Yeah.
So this is another flavor. Like this is more for vegetables and stuff. So it's the spicy one. Yeah. So or not spicy, but it's got a different flavoring to it. I can't without translating it directly. But it's everything's in 3 languages too. So you've got the Swisseldeutsch or Swiss German, the French, and then I think that's that's Italian. Yep. So you got 3 languages in this little teeny country. So and this one is for better on salads and vegetables. So, but yeah, it's super addictive. Like then when you run out of it, finally you can buy it on Amazon. Amazon was finally selling it, and you can buy. Or there's like some Swiss stores that ship stuff here. So I'm actually have dual citizenship, so I have Swiss citizenship too. So, but it's just something, as a kid, you start to eat it. Then you get used to it. Like then it's bad because then you're like, oh God, I can't eat.
Hey, and Linrod, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Linrod.
Any MSG in that stuff? Tiger Stripes wants to know.
Let's see. Probably, I'm guessing, but I've had this.
Yeah, I was gonna say MSG makes everything taste so good, so probably.
I'm guessing it does, but it probably does. But yeah, I can't live without it. Like I put it in my backpack and I take it places. So sometimes,
Like MSG.
And I'm at a casual restaurant. I'll like pull it out.
I'm glad to hear that, Mark.
Bottles of MSG or that.
Or that the green stuff, bud.
I know. Hey, Fat Steven, say what's up, dude. Long time.
Hey, Fat Steven, how's it going?
Hail, Fat Steven.
MSG. Yeah.
You must have heard me making fun of Pop Funkos.
And all right, so here, let's see. Should I eat these candies? There's no candies left. It's like a joke.
Yeah. What in the hell? Yes, you should eat those. Yeah. Penguin number 11.
One of my buddies found this box and gave it to me. So it's Batman candy toy. I love the old artwork. Look how awesome that is. Yeah.
Nice.
I got nice box artwork on the side. The penguin there.
That is really cool.
Is that cool? A little damage, but still pretty darn cool. Yeah.
Joe Giella art, baby.
So it's candy and a toy, Mark.
Yes, I'll show you why. I love this with the bat plane there. I don't know what is landing on the penguin there. I don't know how that kind of doesn't jive, but we won't ask Hungry Boy to rate that. But I mean, the plane looks great. The penguin's crying there, I guess, because the plane's after him. Now, this is how you turn it into a toy, right? Penguin flavored candy, yeah. No, this is what. Let's see if I get.
Where'd you get that?
My buddy, who's a lawyer, was suing DC Comics over Batman Beyond. His client claimed that he created the character Batman Beyond, a very similar character, and sent all the stuff to DC, and they copied it. So he had all this Batman memorabilia that he'd amassed for the case. And he gave me some of the things and posters.
And that man's name was Bill Finger the Fourth.
They lost the case, though. Yeah.
Was this guy written comics before?
No, my friend has since passed away, unfortunately. But he'd written up this whole proposal and I'd seen the character designs and he had sent it to DC Comics and allegedly, and then they turned him down, and then they came out with Batman Beyond, and it looked very close to what he had sent. Not exactly, obviously, but one of the main, it didn't have a cape, and I guess he had
the thing is, what does that paraphernalia have to do with it, though?
That was his consolation prize.
He was just buying Batman stuff off of eBay to show the character's design.
Okay.
And just anything, to present like, oh, this is, different Batman stuff, and this is how it evolved. But this is here. Make a Batman gadget belt. String the empty boxes through the side, then place around your waist. They didn't even provide you the string. They just make a hole through them and then put all these and tie it around your waist. So that's how it became a Batman toy.
Buy all 6 boxes now.
Yeah.
Have
Make
a
a
small
Batman
waist.
gadget belt.
And have a very tiny waist, apparently.
Yeah. But then you could, you had the boxes opened up. So it's just totally hysterical. I was reading that. It's like, yeah,
Utility belt.
around your waist. It's like,
Greatness.
So here's, if I turn the light up, let's see if that.
I wonder how many kids did that.
Yeah, I wonder.
We'll
yeah.
never know.
Well, not this box, thankfully. So corn syrup, sugar, vegetable, shortening, and salt. No MSG, natural and artificial flavors, and colors.
Oh,
Always
man.
love it, natural and artificial flavors. Yeah. Phoenix Candy Company, Brooklyn, New York. Copyright National Periodical Publications, 1966. So I don't know if this came out before the TV show or with the TV show. I've never opened the box up. I wonder if there's.
Please tell me you're going to eat this live on air.
There's nothing in here, so you can't hear the.
Oh, Mark, I thought we were going to see the toy. Come on, man.
Well, the toy is just the boxes all together. So
Oh,
just buying the boxes. So it says candy toy. It's like the box.
yeah, I got a free toy whenever my dad got a refrigerator, too. It was really cool. It was a fort.
It's a fort right in the box, right? I don't think there's anything in here. I don't want to rip the.
No. I was kidding around.
No, I was joking too, but it was just fun. So that's some of the show and tell. So.
Yeah, we were looking at a pack of Topps baseball cards from '89 today. It's still in the wrapper. And you could feel the gum. And my nephews are like, "Oh, we should open that up and taste that gum and see what it tastes like." I said, "It's just going to be like brittle. Tastes a little bit like cotton candy and stale. That's all it's going to taste like."
Oh, Steve Mitchum left, but here, this is a new Thor that I've gotten. I think I had showed this before. I was going to show it to him. I forgot. So
his head is huge.
Well, he's a smart guy. So it's a bobblehead, yeah. That's a Funko.
Yeah.
I've gotten that. And then over here, Strong Guy fell off my top shelf. Now we show Strong.
We were talking about Strong Guy on 24 today, dude.
Man.
You were?
Yes, I threw out that I thought Strong Guy could beat up Kingpin. And I got beat up.
Oh, really?
I think Strong Guy
probably could beat up here.
He kept getting bigger and bigger. He kept getting stronger and stronger, so he had to release his
sure, kinetic energy. Yes, sir.
Kinetic energy, yep. So that's why he looks like this. Although I don't know why his head didn't become bigger. That's always was a creepy. I like the character. So that was in X-Force. Was it X-Force?
Yes, sir. And Mark, when he did work for X-Force, what was his job? Do you remember?
When he didn't work for X-Force.
Yes, because don't forget, X-Force was on a paycheck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
he was a bodyguard for mostly, but not solely, but famous mutants, like mutant singers and stuff and all. He was a bodyguard.
Like Dazzler.
Yep, Dazzler was one I was thinking of.
Look, he's got Strong Guy action. Oh, Maddie's daddy's here. Okay, good. So wait, what would happen if we had a fight between Thor?
No, not that Thor though. Real Thor would wipe the floor with Strong Man.
Yes, yeah. Thor's a god.
That's baby Thor.
Boom. Now you can take a punch. I don't know if this is pretty cute. I thought this was pretty cute, Steve. But yeah. So so Strong Guy was doing a stream last week with Clobbering Times, and this guy fell off. I have my windowsill, so he fell off the top windowsill, knocked a few action figures down, hit the Enterprise I have hanging up, and bounced off and hit like 5 more action figures off the shelf. It was like action figure. What would you call it? Like bowling. It's like everyone got knocked down. Yeah. Oh, there's the other figure I got.
Oh,
down goes Frazier. So we had that, and then I think I've shown this before, but the whole cluster from that Disney Infinity. These are kind of cool, I think.
Time for a fight.
Yeah.
All that Beauty Stark's armor. Veronica.
Yeah, so fun stuff. That's all from the bookstore.
McKay's.
McKay's. Yep.
Nice.
Not Strong Guy, huh? You've had Strong Guy for a while.
Long time. That's an old.
Yeah.
That's an old figure. That's got to be like 2000s or nine. I can't remember.
I would guarantee
or,
that's
or older.
96,
Yeah,
97,
Toy Biz.
brother. Almost
Toy Biz figures, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be Toy Biz. Yeah.
Oh, it's 100% Toy Biz, and I bet you it's 96 or 97 on his inner thigh
Yeah.
with his tights.
Yep.
One of the few action figures from those years not wearing yellow or white boots. The guy in the Marvel universe in the 90s that used to sell yellow and white boots must have made a fortune.
Yeah. He even conned the Punisher into wearing white boots. So yeah.
Yep. Tough to keep clean.
Yep. Strong men of the mighty heroes. Yes. I love the mighty heroes.
So where the heck is his there's always something written on the figure, yeah, where you can see.
I was gonna say it should be on his thigh, buddy.
Yeah, it's on his thigh.
Middle or back.
How well do you know Strong Guy's thighs?
Mm,
Toy Biz Toy Biz Inc.
It's
And
97.
there's no year here.
Oh, come on.
Here, the other thigh. Yeah, there always is a year. 1993 Marvel.
93? Oh, wow.
Made
I
in
got
China.
schooled. I did
way
not.
early, huh?
1993. I got to use the loop, but
I didn't even say that. I didn't even think their figures were that big back then. Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't. You got me. I'm impressed.
You know what? I believe you. You don't have to show it, but look at my
actually
thighs. I
shows
work
it better
out.
with the.
Sure, it's not at 98.
No, it looks like a 3 there. Doesn't it look like a 3?
Yeah, it's a 3. It's a 3. Oh,
Damn,
bro.
we're getting old.
You know, every time I pick up, well, I call them Lucy's, right? Which I guess are loose cigarettes, but I call them Lucy's. But loose figures. You always think like this was somebody's pride and joy. This is something somebody like saved money up for, right? And bought, or that's
I don't
they
know.
could have picked
No.
They could have picked anybody, dude, and they got him, or they got 10 of him at Christmas time, and
Then they just dumped him as a kid. They had him as a kid, yeah. They don't care now.
no.
That con that you might, if you're going to it April 1st, and I'm going to it
Hey, dude, so I'm about 90% sure, bro. I'll know 100% by Wednesday.
Last year at that one, I picked up one of those new Modocs. It was a pretty expensive figure. I don't know if it was a build or whatever, but I picked them up and they had one loose and it was in nice shape for $20. And that's a Modoc.
Yeah, you got a good deal on that one. Yeah,
that's real good. Yeah,
you can find some good figures in the loose, and that con. Point is, that con's gonna have a few tables with the Lucy's. So,
okay.
You never know what might find.
And Mark, Clobby sent that in, and Patton Oswalt signed it, and now it's worth $17.50. So it's actually it's actually gone down in value because Patton Oswalt signed it.
You're lucky that Pat one.
Tiger, it's a con way down here in Louisiana.
A little bitty homebrew con, like kind of like how cons were back in the day.
Yeah, it's like a 1 day. I think it's a 1 day or something. But those 1 dayers are pretty cool. It's got a pretty big, it's like twice. At least last year it was $10 to get in. There was a really nice venue. Parking was a little bit of because there was a lot of events going on that Saturday morning. So I had to walk away from the parking. But other than that, we just go there for a few hours, hanging out and walking around, seeing people we only see at the cons every year. Then we go hit Second and Charles and go eat somewhere. And I got to be home.
Like Clobby says, it's a good excuse for him to go to IHOP twice a year. So,
what is the name of that? What is the name of that thing?
It's St. Tammany Toy and Comic Book Con.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we enjoy it. Like I said, I got my Gulf Coast gang. We meet. It's about when we get to do these like once, or it was averaging like once to twice a year, depending, because it was another one in Slidell. That's the only time we get to see each other because it's almost like a halfway meet. We're almost each live like it's halfway between us. So, you know, we get to hang out for a Saturday, catch up, talk a little bit. Like sometimes, invariably, there's always something that one of them found at store. So, hey, you called me throughout the course of the year and say, hey, did you get this thing? I got, I'll pick it up for you. I'll give it to you at the next con. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on between us.
Yeah.
But you know, Claudia, I make fun a little bit, but you do know, like, I could tell you guys about 7 or 8 other really great restaurants that are around there, other than IHOP, brother. You can go to IHOP anytime you like.
I can't talk them out of IHOP. It's right there in front of Second and Charles in Covington. So,
Gotcha, fair enough.
I don't want. Look, I if I get my vote, I'm tired of going to IHOP. Nothing against IHOP, but
right,
there's
but
a lot of great places around there. But
the same.
I got my one of my friends is adamant every time he wants to go. It's right there next to the Second and Charles, and I don't know why he wants to go there every time. I want to. One time we went to Cracker Barrel, but other than that, it's always IHOP.
Yeah, it's good, but you don't want to eat there too much, I guess, right?
I'd rather go to Cracker Barrel than IHOP. Usually, you have to be on the interstate to go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, out of the two, I probably would, but even then, I don't really want that. They got a lot of cool places. A lot of good places in Slidell and in Covington you could go to.
Oh, 100%.
Burger places. And,
yeah, dude. That old
Well, there's a lot of
place.
Well, there's a lot of places too that are maybe not chains that are just, like I went to Stack's Pancakes in Nashville.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal. It was like really, really good. Simple, basic breakfast stuff, and it's not a chain, but everyone said if you're in Nashville, go to Stack's. Get stacked. And
Mark will bring you to lose lunch, man. You could have a hamburger with just cheese and mustard on it. Nothing else.
Ketchup. No ketchup.
Maybe a piece of burnt onion. That's it. No ketchup. No mayonnaise.
Yep. IHOP over Cracker Barrel, Waffle House, outrageous. Yeah.
I know.
Taco Stripes misses the blintzes. Yep.
And Claudia, according to Tom Fitzmaurice, who is like a big food critic down here, guys, in New Orleans, but a homie food critic, best Chinese restaurant in the metropolitan area. Trey Yin, sir, right there by the lake.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I used to love Five Happiness. I don't know how they already heard that as good as this.
Oh, Miss Sue sold Five Happiness, buddy, about 5 years ago. It is not as good as it was. Yeah,
I haven't been in about 15 years. I hear it's not as good.
Yeah.
Dang. That's a shame. We used to love
that. Yeah,
because
Five Happiness was the ultimate Chinese place in New Orleans, y'all. You would drive from all over the city to go.
I used to love it. What about Fong's and Kenner? Remember? I don't know if you remember that story.
Man. The noodles at Fong's? Oh, yes, indeed.
They got dangerous. So there was a time in the 90s and even in the early 2000s, all I had to do was call up and say, "This is Mike," and hang up. Because she knew what I wanted. It was that Fong's and
That's
Kenner.
awesome.
And she said, "Hi, Mike. I know what you want." Boom. And I got what I wanted. And, of course, I loved it. Then, of course, she went wacky and she burned the other lady's place down who had a Johnny's food down the road, and everything is still there, and I'm just too scared to go there. But I used to love it.
You could write a book about that story. And of course, guys, we had like one of the most famous sheriffs in Jefferson Parish, which is actually even bigger than his family owned, and that's how his family made all that money. They owned and operated like this huge, right? Club. It was like a 3-story restaurant back in the day. Yeah. It was where they ended up putting Borders. It's right on the corner of Causeway and Vets. Yeah. And his family that restaurant was infamous. People would fly in from other parts of the country to go eat there. And then I don't know if you know this or not, but he had either a sister or a first cousin who posed in Playboy. She was like one of the first Asian ladies in Playboy.
I did not know that.
So like Hugh Hefner ate there and stuff and everything. Yeah, even though the family was not real happy because they were
more traditional.
Oh, they were Catholics, dude. They weren't even Buddhist or anything. They were Catholic. They did not like that. Didn't matter if you're Irish, Italian, or
probably doesn't matter
Chinese
what religion.
Catholic.
But I don't think most religions probably
did not approve.
And there we go, swinging it back to food again. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're supposed to talk about Star Trek P Hard, so
we can.
We can talk for a few minutes, I guess. Yep.
My friend actually told me about this episode. Obviously, if you do really good in the Star Trek universe and you're connected, they just give you a ship when you retire. They're like, "Here, we have this ship in surplus. You can have it."
Oh, which ship is this? The Titan or no, Picard's ship when they took the first episode?
No,
You're talking about.
oh, are we past the
I'm talking
Beverly?
episode 4.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
talking
that was
episode 4.
3,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
that was 3. Yeah, I don't know how she got that ship or what. They
they
never
just
explained what
gave
she
it
was
to her.
doing.
She's part of like that butterfly medical collective, Doctors Without Borders. So they were just like,
Yeah, maybe they gave her a starship.
yeah, we like you, so here's this starship. Go cruise around for 20 years.
Yeah, so that whole thing didn't make sense. I think they did like the ship design. It was kind of cool. Or if they, all they have to do is throw one line in, like I'm working with this group, and Starfleet has donated ships so these doctors can help places that aren't in the Federation or something like that.
No, it's worlds the Federation forgot about.
Yeah, the Federation forgot about. Yeah, we got to dig into the Federation there. But yeah, so the basic, minor spoilers. I guess I'll put up the spoilers, but we're talking about just for a few minutes. But so basically, what happens in this episode is they're falling to their death, and then the big bad, who is Amanda Plummer. Yeah, the ship is falling to its death in the nebula. They can't get out of the nebula. Their power is decreasing, and basically they've said they've got a few hours left. But they came up with some reason why the Shrike, the bad guy's ship, can't go in the nebula. So of course they have almost no energy left, but they have enough energy to recreate 10 Forward in San Francisco, which was Guinan's bar. So they have a heart-to-heart, talk in the bar. Like this is from a different scene, maybe, or that's episode 3, but the same bar, same. They're reusing the same set, obviously.
Pretty much the same set, looks like to me. But
yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah.
So
dumb. Save. So they've got no power left, and they're playing around
the holodeck.
They're playing around the holodeck instead of going to like a quiet spot on the ship or somewhere, which I can understand. Maybe, yeah, they're, Picard is technically not in command; he's relieved of duty, or he's Riker's kicked him off the bridge, but he's not an acting. He's a retired admiral, of course. Although when he did kind of take over the bridge in the last episode and said that they had to save Jack, or go after, not turn over Jack Crusher, his son. So. They have a heart-to-heart speech there, and he uses the F-bomb in the speech. I was reading some of the things about it. So actually, Stewart ad-libbed that in, and originally they wanted to take it out maybe or use a different take, and there was a lot of debate about using it, and they finally left it. And I didn't think it needed to be there. That was my personal opinion, especially since we've there's been swearing in Star Trek before, but much more mild.
Not the F
swearing,
word.
Not
the F word was never in any real Trek. Though.
Yeah. That's so. But there has been minor swearing in Star Trek. We'll say. Yeah, but nothing. Zachariah, but nothing you be considered. Nothing that bad. So, but they did debate it. So, I was reading the articles about it. They did debate it, and some people are for and against it. But Matalas said he can understand why people are don't agree with it being in there, which is an interesting take. But anyway, the more important thing is, they've got no energy, and they're there, and they're basically waiting around to die. And Bev is basically. There's no engine. I guess there's an engineer on this ship, or who is it? The Vulcan officer's the engineer. I don't know who's the chief engineer.
They don't say who. I believe,
right?
Not that I remember.
So Beverly
they don't bother to tell you.
They don't, right? So Beverly figures out a way that these waves are coming every so many times, per second, kind of like contractions, like a doctor would figure out. And she comes up, maybe we could ride this energy wave out, but we've got to modify the warp nacelle so they can take this energy in, basically. So all that kind of was cool. I did like that part. I didn't like Beverly Crusher coming up with the solution. I mean, I thought maybe she could say, what are these waves? But basically
she realizes
Picard
that
is
the
waiting
waves,
to die.
Well, yeah, but she starts timing these waves out there.
Yep.
She realizes that they're like not unlike contractions when a solid, a normal, like a humanoid's baby being born, I guess.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. No. 100%. Yeah. So that kind of infers what's gonna happen. So and of course 7 of 9 gets her a couple of moments too, and then you've got the changeling on board too. So part of the subplot is having the changeling on board. Now this lady, we're doing minor spoilers, I guess. So the bad guy, what's her? I keep forgetting.
So you got a spoiler alert right there. If anyone doesn't want to be spoiled from this garbage, which I think becomes pre-spoiled because it's bad, but it's not. This is not Star Trek anyway. So, but if you don't want to be spoiled, they got the warning right there.
Yeah, so we'll do mild, minor. To talk about, you need some spoilers. So, where's the bad guy? The bad guy. What's her name? Amanda Plummer. But anyway, the Shrike girl. Yeah, she cuts like part of her hand off, and it turns into this pile of goo, and it turns into like this creature that talks to her, like a holodeck.
And my supposition is that's a changeling. And I had somebody argue with me on Twitch. Well, it's not a changeling. Well, what is it? Ooh. Well,
yeah.
This past episode, number 3, episode 3, tells us that we're dealing with changelings. And this episode is fighting the changeling. She cuts part of her arm off, which was weird, granted. And the arm turns into a creature that, like a changeling-like creature, that tells her what to do and orders her around. And then puts it back on her arm, right? So what are we supposed to think it is?
That was
maybe
really,
it isn't, but it's weird.
Really weird. Yeah. Really weird. So, I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, what that? I mean, I guess you don't, maybe you don't need to know exactly what, what's happening, but they're really not revealing a lot of stuff. So, it's taking 4 hours to even know what her motivation is. Why they're after Jack Crusher after 4 hours of the show or 4 episodes.
We don't know yet. 4 episodes, we don't know squat.
You don't know what's, you're getting some action.
They don't have a story.
Yeah, you're getting action in space. You're getting a lot of heartfelt moments between characters, a lot of sentimental moments, but you're not really getting, a ton of plot movement that you could actually, maybe cram into one episode. I mean, it's.
Right.
So I'm trying to see some pictures here. So a lot of people love this scene. I don't know, just
it's boring.
It's just they're waiting to die. It's like everyone should be working nonstop to try to figure out a way to get to save the ship
let's have a drink while everyone solves everything for us.
Yeah, to get out. So
yes, you're my son. Well, I looked like you when I was a kid. Don't you ask me any questions about my hair, you little shit.
Yeah.
He asked when the hair started to go.
The other thing that was really bad in this episode, so if Captain Shaw, who's the captain of the Titan A, is talking about Wolf 359, and he's talking about how many people died, and Picard, was the cutest of Borg, but he's not in control of himself there.
That's what I'm saying. It's so stupid. He blamed Picard. He's all mad at Picard, like Cisco was. Cisco, by the end of that episode that they're ripping off with that anger thing at the beginning of the Emissary, the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine, by the end, he starts to realize after he meets Picard that he's holding a grudge. And it's this kind of thing that is an evolved human being of the 24th century would not do.
Right. Not to mention, I've heard that comparison too. Cisco lost his wife. He's trying to save her. He's drug away. He didn't know if his kid made it or not. Now all this other stuff. It was a much different situation.
Much more personal.
Other than I was the 10th guy. Shut up. Stupid.
It was so stupid. It was. Yeah, just another good point. This is a very good point. This is like now 20-something years later, he meets him and goes, "Yeah, man, I hate you because you were taken over by the Borg." Now again, this guy's a starship captain for some reason, this Shaw guy, and yet shouldn't a starship captain of the 25th century be involved enough at that age, especially to understand that Picard had no control over what he was doing as Locutus. And not only that, he also ended up being saved by his crew and eventually stopping the Borg a couple of times after that. So
Yeah.
one thing that was not his fault, and you're holding it against him, that's so illogical for a supposedly evolved Federation captain in the 25th century. Just saying.
No, it made no sense. And that anger made. I mean, it's one thing to maybe do a crack or something, or not in a lighthearted way, but just to, hey, remember, it didn't end up so well when you were Locutus or something. But he went on a tirade, and they call it they're calling it the Jaws speech. They're praising. I mean, I never blame the actors. You never blame the actors here.
Well, Robert Shaw, the Jaws speech. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
it was
just totally out of place. Totally out of place. And he's interrupting this moment between the two of them, and it just, and Pat, you explained it 100%. You really well. I mean, because Cisco lost his wife and son almost died, and everyone on the ship, and maybe he should be a bigger man, but he actually is, though, because he's terse with Picard, but he doesn't chew him out or go lose control or yell at him. He's just kind of
exactly right. It's more of I don't know where to direct this anger, so I'll direct it towards you.
Yeah.
And then like Clobby said, which was the true Star Trek, what Star Trek's supposed to be, is Cisco sees this isn't the right path for me. There's something that's out there it's bigger than us. This is something I need to strive for, and he gets past it. This guy obviously can't get past it because there was a lot more time between this drunk and meet up with Picard than Cisco. I mean, it took a couple of years between Cisco and Picard meeting, so it's like what a baby kind of thing,
Yeah, absolutely. And then this is talking about the F-bomb, so I guess, like I said, Patrick said it wasn't in the script. Intense, it came out in the moment. When it got to the director's cut, I was so taken aback by it, but it was so real. Everything you do as artists, writers, directors, and his editors is authenticity. That's the thing you want to feel. I was really torn because hearing that word come from your childhood hero, Captain Picard, it throws you. But wow, it is powerful, and it's a moment between father and son. And at first I said we should look for an alternate because everyone talked me out of it. Everyone said, no. Don't take it out. So then you should start to go back and ask yourself, is Gene Roddenberry rolling over in his grave in this moment? Are you going to get backlash to the first time that word was used in season 1, which was ridiculous? It should not go over well. And yes, probably. Say yes, probably.
Yeah.
However, even though to this day I'm uncertain about it, the conclusion I came to is yes, Star Trek is about hope and optimism. And certainly cursing is not really in that vein. But it's also not just an exploration of the final frontier, but an exploration of humanity and the human heart. And that was such a human moment and real. It had to stay in. I stand by it. The criticism will be valid for anyone who doesn't like it, and anyone who does are equally valid. So he's opening himself up to, he's being, at least he's saying there are valid criticisms for it.
I don't think that people in the 24th century or 25th century should not talk like that. For example, what I'm saying, I think it just, I don't think Picard should be kept from talking like that, but we should, as viewers, never experience it. But it's sort of funny. It is, you can say what you want about Generations, about whether that movie's good or not, but because they never talk like that, usually there's just a way that just not part of common parlance and speech in that time for the most part. When Data actually says, "Oh shit," when the crash, that was kind of funny. That brings us kind of a funny thing because Data knows that humans still talk like that sometimes. However,
once in a
because
while,
it's Star Trek, you don't have to have Picard do that. And he thinks that he just look, Metalis lives in a different time. You couldn't say it on network television before. Now you can. Just because you can do a thing doesn't always mean you must do that thing. That's a Star Trek quote. And I just say he's right. It can go either way. It's not like it's impossible that people would talk like that. But I don't know. Starfleet and Federation personnel in that many years don't really talk like that. Hence a scene in Star Trek 4 that they weren't saying the F word, but when Kirk tries to blend into the surroundings of the 20th century by trying to speak more like they do, and that became an interesting not only bit of humor but plot point, where Spock says, your sense of language is altered since his arrival. Is currently say with, shall we say, more colorful metaphors. He says, "Oh, that's simply the way they talk here. No one pays attention to you unless you swear every other word. So swearing exists, but that scene there tells you that it's not the way people talk in Kirk's time, and it's certainly not the way people talk in Picard's time. So I can buy them in an intimate moment saying words like that. It's not as bad this season as when a female admiral uses it to dress Picard down. But it's still like, and it is an intimate moment between him and his son. I personally think that this is a character you could have done out without Picard saying something like that. It's not, the episode's dumb for way more reasons than that.
Yeah, it's a relatively minor thing.
Yeah, there's really not even worth spending any time on it, but it is out of character with classic Star Trek writing.
I agree, and at least I give the guy props for at least admitting that some people might not like it in Star Trek. So, and then we got I just wanted to check the receipt. It doesn't have my credit card number on it. So this is for Lisa. Everyone wanted to know what the dinner was there, so that's why I popped it off, because it had. And this is for like 6 people, so it was. So you had panini pellegrino, actually. Muscoli, caprese, burrata. That was the tomato with the burrata cheese, mortadella. It's a salad there. Prosciutto. These are all the appetizers. 2 Americanas. That was the Americanas. That's the 2 of the pastas. Burrito and Parmesan. There's the carbonara, and I guess these are coffees. But this is the name of the restaurant, Pico Sandrina. It's very popular to get. We had to make a reservation way ahead of time to get into there. So if you want to screenshot that and figure out what the food was, yeah. But it was really a great restaurant to go to. A lot of good food there. And unfortunately, it was our first day there, so we're all jet lagged and like mostly we're just trying to stay awake there. But it was fantastic food. So
did you tip?
Okay. No tip there. No, you don't tip. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's Tiger wanted to know. Sorry, Lisa. Yeah, stream brain. Yep. But it was Tiger. Yeah. But anyway, you guys could see what was on there. Yep. And it's actually pretty reasonably priced for that as many people as we had too. So, but anyway, so getting back to Star Trek. Yeah. So this is Geordie's daughter, who's the navigator, not the engineer. Yep. So so Beverly kind of figures everything out, which I'm like, where are the engineers? Why are these people giving up? That was the other bad thing about the episode that I thought that was surprising me. They've got this, they know that death is coming. The one part I did like about the last 5 to 6 minutes of the episode where the Captain Shaw, I don't know why the chief engineer is not doing this, but he's modifying the cells so they open up and they can collect this wave, and then they fly out, and that was a nice moment. And then Riker grabs a asteroid with the tractor beam because the Shrike has got them way overpowered. I guess their phasers, everything is out, and they throw a huge asteroid at the other ship. So that was a cool scene, very Star Trek kind of fun stuff. But and the ship, I think, in my opinion, the ship looks pretty damn cool.
So who from the original crew, Mark, is on this ship currently? Picard, Riker's in charge, Beverly's there. Is the old lady there? 3. Okay,
just them 3 so far. She's been in a flashback and a call where he called her to tell her something, talk to her for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, and 709 is the first officer.
Yeah. Yes.
Although that's not obviously from Voyager.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah, it only doesn't really it doesn't only in the sense that she hasn't been in Starfleet that long.
Right.
Just since last season, the end of last season. Right?
Yeah. So which is crazy. Great. I think they said 2 years have passed.
You don't become a first officer of Starship in 2 years.
I don't know, dude.
Oh, that's great.
Obviously, we don't know some of the rules. I mean, you could start a mutiny and have your captain killed and become the captain of the ship like 4 or 5 years later. So the rules do not apply.
Not in this universe.
Also has Rome, Italy. Everyone, yeah, Rome, Italy. Yep. Tiger Stripes is asking. Yep. So yeah, it's you had a couple of nice moments at the end there, I thought, but it's just the story they're not giving it. It's too stretched out. Like if you compress these first 4 episodes, I could have. Well, what do I? My opinion, you could have probably compressed it in almost in 1 episode.
You could have done so far what they've done. You could have been 2 episodes easy. Go ahead.
Yeah, or 1. I mean, even one.
1 maybe. Yeah.
There's a changing on the ship, and the kicker is how that they figure out who the changing is because Geordie's daughter comes down. I was sent down here to help, even though she's a navigator. Doesn't make sense. You would have sent someone an engineer if you knew someone.
Because she's Geordie's kid, that's why.
And then 7 of 9 says, I don't forget the exact line, but what's my name? Basically, she says, Lieutenant Hansen. She calls her Hansen, although she always calls her 7 of 9. It's this. I don't even want to get into what I think it's about because I'll get into trouble. But Shaw won't call 7 of 9 because it's a Borg name. He'll only call her Lieutenant Hansen, which is her, given name at birth, shall we say? So I don't want to read into that much or mention. That's a third rail, but that's what I was like. Oh well, whatever.
You could tell me off air because I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you off air. I can't. I don't want to say it because get in trouble. But
I'm a naive little boy though, Mark. So
anyway, so that's the kicker. So they figure out it's a changeling, and 7 obliterates the changeling, and that way the ship's not sabotaged, and they can make their way out of the wave. So I mean, those the action part was kind of fun, and I'm trying to see. Yeah, here's the picture of the goo alien from cutting her hand
cuts
off.
That off of her arm. Yeah. Cuts the middle of her arm off, and that becomes that thing, which is so stupid. This is like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you people?
Like, why would you have to cut part of your hand off
to talk to it? You put your hand in a pile of
communicator,
right?
It used to be your best friend's face.
Best friend's face. Go with a pat's face. Sorry.
You'll know what to do then.
You'll know what to do.
Which I guess is true. You cut your arm off, put your hand in that goo, and then
I don't even know.
Goo will tell you. The anamorphic goo will.
Maybe it's like a changeling that's got really badly injured and can't get around on its own, so it has to ride around on her damn arm. I don't even.
Or this weirdo group of changelings have kind of figured out a way to form with solids, maybe.
Alfalfa.
Which I don't know, dude. That sounds a little too smart for this track.
I don't know what the hell. It's just a choice. You know what it was? It was just another excuse to be weird and gross and disgusting, like this show loves to do.
And once again, too, let's not forget, we can also negate all the other good works and sacrifices that people from older Trek did, which was basically Odo leaving, joining the Great Link so that they could all be together and understand that solids are okay. But obviously, after 25 years, they were like, "No, Odo, you're wrong, and we're going to break off and form a schism and go do our own."
Well, they started a sect of changelings, as far as we know now, broke off and formed their own terriblest group. So they want to reform the Dominion, try to take over the Alpha Quadrant again, probably using Jem'Hadar. They'll be seeing them soon, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if that ship, the Shrike, is a Jem'Hadar ship or something.
Probably, right? Yeah.
And let us not forget, too, never, ever, ever come up with anything new or exciting or original when you could just recycle stuff but make it much worse and trashier than it was before.
You count on them not doing that.
Because they are lazy above everything else. And absolutely void of any kind of real creativity.
Yep, you know that, and I know that, but the 90% of people out there who do not like STD, and even, except some of them did kind of cave on Strangled Dude Worms, and now a lot of them are caving in on this. So what do I know? Everyone loves this crap of me.
Yeah. So here's what Tiger is saying. Holy gee, what the hell is that? So Dominions return an infiltrated Starfleet. No one Serenado answers with Captain Vadic is changing, but also further reveals her answer to someone else. Vadic cuts off her left hand and becomes what appears to be a new changeling boss. That's this thingamabob
That's
here.
this thing.
Looks
That's
disgusting.
she cut that off of her hand. Hey, PvP.
Hey. So that's what this is. Yep.
Yeah,
so,
it's so. It just used to be gross.
yeah, the
They're cutting a
changeling
hand
boss reminds Vadic that she and Strike are both usable, or not usable.
Maybe it's a
Or,
misprint.
that's a
Typo.
or expendable should be the word. In order to
You did.
return
Yeah,
to
he
the
said you're
Ray
expendable.
Nebulous Galaxy well to capture Jack Crusher.
We don't know why they want Crusher yet because it's only 4 episodes in. It's only 4 episodes in. They don't need. They're in no hurry to tell us why they need him.
Yeah. So changing boss also changes known information about changing Deep Space Nine. Both the founder and the Great Link are united and equal, but this rogue faction attacking the Federation appears to have established a command structure with a changing boss reported and feared. So that's I don't know. You just don't know enough about what's happening. Why do they care? But why do they even care about Jack Crusher? What do they want? What does he got? Is he part changeling? Is he related to Cisco too? I don't know.
I don't know if I have a theory on that, but I'll tell you that that word you just said, Cisco.
Yep.
Just get ready.
Oh,
Get
Cisco's
ready.
got to be
By
in
the
this
end of this episode, this season or something, I have a bad feeling that Avery Brooks is going to pop up, even if it's for a minute.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's hope not.
I hope not also, but it's going to happen. It might not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Would be better if it was Mark Alamo and Ducat popped up, and he's still with like the bad wormhole aliens.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. The poor lady isn't. Nurse Ratchet passed. I'm sure you remember last year, but
last year, yeah.
And then this one, Jake. That's the other thing. Jake realizes, or Picard realizes, he saw that. How would you remember that? I guess he does have that robotic mind. And he asked of the admiral if he wanted a family. When Picard states, "Starfleet was all my family needs." Applaud some cadets. Of course, that's just ridiculous. There's no way he would recognize the guy in the crowd from years ago. Just all of a sudden remember it, but I don't know. Maybe it's that new robot mind he's got. So it's just it shows why. This is a good summary actually. Why it reveals his Borg past and why he hates Picard, which is ridiculous. And totally,
it's so
totally ridiculous. Yeah. So not to say the actor's performance isn't good, but it's just ridiculous. And Seven and they have some he's a very wry, dry humor, Captain Shaw. So they have some scenes together where he's making jokes about how good they worked together. It's like, see, then you know I'm a changeling if I said that. Yeah. Marina Sirtis does have a well, she's on the screen there. I guess that wasn't a message. He's talking to Counselor Troy through communication. Yep. So,
Donnie, I'm not sure what you mean by that. He said this isn't the first time we have seen ball caps in Star Trek. That's true. They were on Enterprise, but did anyone say anything about ball caps that I missed? Oh, R&B confirmed that Cisco's in this. Okay. Well, there you go.
Great.
You'd know. Ruin him too. Why not ruin everybody?
Yep. So basically, what happens? They escape the nebula. They crash the Shrike with the asteroid, and they get the message. The bridge is destroyed. Everything is broken. The
bridge is smashed. The computer's inoperative.
So they're not. The Shrike isn't going anywhere. So
going anywhere.
And I didn't realize I said that until after I said it. They're not going anywhere. Or the Titan A is going somewhere. And they go off and they warp off, and the kicker is all these little alien creatures are born from this nebula because it was having contractions. Let's see if I can find a picture of the little critters that were kind of cute. They kind of look like they encountered Farpoint. You know,
They even mentioned it. They even
yeah,
mentioned
they
that.
mentioned it. Yeah.
But you're making this episode not sound not quite even as boring as it was, because a lot of it is talky McTalky. This was an hour-long running time, by the way. 10 minutes longer than last week, if I remember right.
Yeah.
No bonus, no Raffi.
No Raffi. Yeah,
Also,
bonus,
you Worf people don't get to see Worf because there's no Raffi. But Worf's kind of been a goofball anyway on this show, so there's no Raffi. I'll have to give him credit on that one. But really, this episode has a lot of boring crap, and it's got really a lot of dumb crap too in the writing. But I'm not sure which is the bigger in this one, the dumb or the boring. It's close.
That's why
no sense in this episode. A lot of stuff they do and say, like every episode.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the last 5 minutes, I thought were the only good parts of the episode. So,
and they knew this was the last season when they were making these, right?
Yeah, they know this is it.
So any unanswered questions we're gonna get, we got to get them now. So like over the next couple, because is it 8 or 10 episodes?
10 episodes, I believe.
10.
Yep.
All right. 10.
Yeah.
I hope Ensign Rowe finally made lieutenant. Maybe we'll find that out.
Never know. Maybe we will.
Michelle Forbes, so she's a great actress. Yep. I'm trying to find a picture of the little critters that were sent. They look like big little jellyfishes everywhere on the screen, I guess you would say. So that was, but I guess the big reveal is she's a changing. I guess obviously she's cutting her hand off, right? I guess
I don't know what she is.
She's something, a hybrid or something.
But they got 2 changes.
She's joined with it. I mean, only the end of her arm is a damn changeling. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, that's weird.
We don't know that.
Like Bill Murray talking to his girlfriend in Ghostbusters. Dana, I want to talk to Dana. I know there are 2 of you in there. It's getting kind of crowded in there.
Does she have to put her arm in a bucket when she goes to sleep at night?
I don't know.
Or Loxana Choi's lap?
You got me.
Yeah,
that was a real callback. I hope that wasn't just on Saturday
weird.
night. Everybody will think I'm just copying off of that.
Just weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Titan A does look good. Let's see if we see a picture of the critters. I guess we're not going to get a picture of the critters, but of course it looks it looks like, if you didn't pay attention, it looks like the original Enterprise there. And
which Enterprise are we on now? The F, G?
Well, the speculation is Bill Krause, who's the designer. He's a great designer. Does beautiful model work. He's designed a lot of these ships. So he designed this Luna class Titan, which I think was the original Titan. And a lot of these ships are in Star Trek Online, the game. And I believe they're saying that the Enterprise F is going to be on this series at the end. Let's see if it shows design.
Will we secretly know the captain? Will it be somebody cool, like from a different show or something? Or
I don't know, but we'll see if it's maybe it's going to be Geordi. I don't know.
I'm sure one of them will pop up in the next episode.
Someone will be the.
Don't forget, according to the books, by this point, Kim's an ensign from Voyager. So, I mean, he's an admiral. Yeah, didn't he like end up like running?
Who?
Ensign Kim. Didn't he become like the Commodore of Starfleet Academy and the books and stuff, and become like a high ranking? Wasn't that like the joke?
But I don't know. It might be just books. I don't know.
Where's O'Brien, man?
Enterprise F. I haven't seen Enterprise F. Donnie's mentioning F. Is F in there?
Well, that's the speculation that the F will turn up. And Bill Krause had a post today, who's one of the designers, but I'm trying to find the ship. It looks different than this, so I'm trying to see if I'll just go to Bill Krause.
Can't find F?
Well, no, the F isn't officially released yet, but that's the speculation. This is going to become one of these ships. The speculation is that the last episode is going to have a new Enterprise F. I don't think there's been an F before, not that I know. Or they alleged it was in, this ship, but I think they're going to retcon over here. Let me see if I can find on Bill Krause's page here.
Maybe we'll find out it's Suli's grandson, and George Takei could play his own grandson and be the captain of the Enterprise.
Here we go.
A really, really old captain.
All right. Well, that's the Titan A, and then he'd posted. All right. This is Essex class. Okay, so this is just speculation that ship is going to become the Enterprise F, and that was Stuart Foley was from Trek Yards. Oh, here we go. There's the little critters, the jellyfish critters.
Yeah.
There, that was kind of cool. I thought, yeah, special effects were good on that.
That's
so
the
endurance.
F.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a Titan A.
Titans we're going to put them in the F though, or no?
The Titan. No, they're saying that I'll put the video in. I won't play it obviously because this is
okay.
Trek Yards guys. But they're saying
that
that
thing
this.
Wait.
They're saying this endurance class, Enterprise G. Yeah, I kept saying F. I meant G. I apologize. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So I had too much ice cream tonight.
No, I mean we haven't seen Enterprise F yet though. We've seen E.
Well, I think they were calling the F this. Who the heck knows? All that. No bloody A, no bloody C. I gotta play that clip, but
yeah, we don't know what the F looks like yet.
Yeah. So here's speculation. They're speculating this was the F from the Star Trek game, and then they're calling this the Odyssey class F, and then there's this endurance class. I'll just play for 1 second. Stuart won't mind. So this is allegedly he's saying, oh, this is an older design, but maybe this could turn out to be a new Enterprise. This is just speculation that the guys were saying today. So, and that's the original Enterprise next to that. So they're saying that maybe will become the new Enterprise. So, but yeah. So, and I guess they're saying last season maybe Picard had season 3 had the Enterprise F. Yep. But
Yeah.
It gets confusing, right?
Yeah. You got me.
I
mean, ship's fine, but doesn't mean anything if it's not real Trek. So,
well, yeah, it's the ship doesn't make the show,
yeah,
but it's just
ships is fine. But yeah,
at least you have a little bit more decent looking ship than the Picard ships were the first 2 seasons were horrible. Discoveries had some horrible looking ships. Just were boring. They don't have any shape or character, so you can tell they're going back to Krause's design, and they evoke the original Enterprise, which is such a great fantastic design by Matt Jeffries. So that then hey, ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
So
oh yeah. So there you go. But that kind of stuff. It's just the show itself. I don't know why anyone's liking this stuff. I see nothing Star Trek about it, and it's really so much. It's so much bad writing. So many. I don't know where to start. It would take too long to start. But if you're enjoying it out there, I give it the ghost because almost everybody's on board with how wonderful this crap is, and I don't accept it. And I don't explain it. I don't accept it. I can't explain it. I can't fathom it. But I'm also not in charge of you. So everyone, if you like this thing, nothing I can do about it. It's not my Star Trek, but it doesn't want to be. So, hey,
no, it's really. I was hoping this would be much better than last season. So we said it's not other than the setting in space, it's just not radically improved. I mean, like people are saying, it's just Yeah.
It seems to me like it relies almost solely on nostalgia, and
Oh, it is.
and I know I have
Yeah.
friends who like it. I have friends in real life and friends in YouTube life, and which is real life too. No offense, friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no,
But I'm shocked at how much I'm in the minority here. I'm like, I've been listening to you guys for 3 years telling me what garbage this is. It's being shoved down my throat to the point that I think I've told a lot of you this before. I've seen none of the episodes of these things because I refuse to play the game. I have opted out. But whenever I've seen something, I went and I was like, oh, I wonder what Strange New Worlds is like. And I watched one clip. And there it is, Spock getting slapped in the back of his head like he's an impotent child. And I'm like, really? This is the first? I didn't go out trying to find something that would offend me or make me. But I'm like, really? Is this what it's become? That even then Spock was like, oh, you get slapped in the back of the head because you don't know what you're talking. I'm like, enough. I can't do it. I got to be true to myself, man. And I don't feel it, guys and gals out there. I just don't.
I mean, my only explanation. People are gonna. I'm not trying to speak for anybody. Let them like what they want to like and all that kind of stuff. I truly do believe a lot of it is the nostalgia and the member berries, and it's the settling. There was a time when, and I was that Star Trek Next Generation. I'm an original series guy, but TNG fans, back after the movies, I think after like the fourth one, when Nemesis had come out, and in those days. Most of your Next Generation fans. Good night, JD Lewis. Take care,
JD Lewis. Thank you so much. Yep.
Most of your
Thanks for hanging.
Your TNG fans will tell you that they didn't care much for the movies. Nemesis, Interaction, First Contact they thought was sort of an okay movie, and Generation, but they weren't the TV show. Picard didn't act. It was a different kind of Picard. The stories were not conducive to the types of stories you got on the series of TNG. And now we're at a point where, and I've heard people say this, so more than people who hate season 1 and 2 of Picard are saying, as long as you give me something with the old people coming back and the old crew coming back for like a swan song adventure, and it makes some kind of sense, and they're running around having adventure, that's all I care about. I've heard that the RLM guys who I used to respect, they said that, and then after they reviewed the first episode. To me, this is a lot of the same lousy, clumsy writing as the first 2 seasons. Here's my theory on why they think it's better. Now I've only seen 4 episodes. I don't have access to the other ones, but it's this: is it as horrible as those first 2 seasons? No, and the reason why it's not is automatically. See, those first 2 seasons, they don't look like, and they don't even try to look like the movies or even original Trek. I mean, in Next Generation, the first season. It's on Earth. It plays around on Earth for a while, and then they're on this crappy, stupid ass. Good night, Tiger Stripes.
Yeah, say good night to Tiger Stripes. Thanks for hanging.
Night, Tiger Stripes.
With us tonight. Yep. Have a great week. Appreciate you being here with us.
First 2 seasons, they're on this. The first season, they're on this like Firefly-looking clunky old ship, and they're going to Blade Runner planets. There's nothing that even resembles Star Trek, and not even resembles bad Star Trek. It just doesn't even have any of the feel. They have a pop-up and down of 1 or 2 member berries here and there of one of the characters, but for the most part, it's just old man Picard running around and then getting himself killed and turned into an exact replica robot. Second season, even worse, even less like Trek. They got the same old dumb characters, and they go back to the 21st century for 9 episodes. It was a 10-part thing, and all we see is that mixed with flashbacks to Picard's lousy, disgusting childhood. So anything after that's going to feel more like Trek if you put them on a Federation ship, which this series so far takes place on a Federation starship, out doing things in space, except for the occasional flash over to unbelievably bad character Raffi's crap. But other than that, so that automatically makes it seem like they've got the Star Trek they want back, and they don't care how bad the writing is, how it's still at all the writing level is still like it's written by kids, like toddlers who do not know how to write Star Trek, don't understand Star Trek, don't understand cerebral science fiction. It's still written on the same childish level that those first 2 seasons and STD is and Strangled New Worms is. It feels like the movies, and it's getting some of the, but they know they're getting the cast back, and that's all they care about. They're placated, they're happy, and I can't argue with them. I mean, there's nothing I can do, not that I should, to stop them. They know what they're getting. They're happy, they're content, and that's why they're in love with this thing. Hey, Stuart Mitchell.
Hey, Stuart. Well, yeah,
Rant over.
that's why I said, only the last few minutes you got some kind of space exploration. You got those creatures, space creatures, Mylox being born, I guess, but which was semi-interesting, but and the special effects are well done. Yeah, I finally found the clip of Scotty, so I just recently uploaded this clip. So here's what Scotty would say.
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Hell yeah.
So
that's absolutely right. Pleasant Valley Picker. In name only.
So yeah, we're just
I'm not,
I don't want to knock
talk bad about him either. But
yeah,
I'm not knocking him either, Mark. I'm just saying that I think they're like the whole battered wife type thing. They've just been beat up so much. If they get something that at least feels like the thing they grew up loving and watching, that they're fine with it, and they don't want to think about it anymore. Some of those same people who, man, they would think a STD episode to death. And you know what? I hate it, STD. You've watched more of it than I have, and you hate it.
Yeah.
They would think one of those to pieces, but they won't. And they did it to P-Hard season 1 and 2. They would think those episodes to pieces. And now they want to apply one bit of thought to this season because it gives them what they want.
There's a lot of illogical stuff pardon it's pun intended, happening this season, and a lot of TV shows too. It's you do get a lot of stuff where it's a little nitpick. You can be a little nitpicky too, but when you have major plot points that don't make any sense, like tonight we're making fun of Generations, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it makes zero sense. Even old Star Trek that we love with our classic characters, you either make fun of in some ways or just critique things, and it's a drama, and but if you have a little bit to explain things to the audience, that goes a long way in terms of believability. So 4 episodes in, we know the Dominion's back, I guess, with the founders and the changelings, but you have no idea of what the motivation is.
Yeah.
And think of it, if you've got these creatures that are changelings, Starfleet hasn't found a way to detect them now, or because you really could wreak havoc. So that subplot is a scary subplot, but they're way too powerful, because then it would be all too easy. You think if you have these changelings, or maybe they're like a splinter risk group that we're saying. So, but you don't know enough now about the stakes of what's happening. So yeah, the characters aren't going to die. The Titan's not going to get destroyed either. Someone was going to come to save them, or something. They're going to find their way out, which they did. But it's not gonna. They're not going to be. Not all die there. So we don't know those character motivations yet. So that's the thing that really bugs me as a viewer. It's like, I want to know why Jack Crusher and why the changelings. I guess they're obviously enemies of the Federation after the Dominion War, but you don't know any of the motivations there, or what's happening with the character. So that always that bugged me a lot in these episodes. And we got 6 more to go, I guess. So we'll see what happens. But so far, I haven't been impressed. And usually, I give sometimes maybe I give things too much of a benefit of the doubt. But it's I freely admit that I'm a sucker for the spaceships. But let's give us some more character motivations, and we don't need to have Worf chopping heads off to increase viewerships, or throwing F-bombs in, or having characters on drugs, or planets that the Federation abandoned. That doesn't make sense. The Federation would never abandon a planet. Maybe you could have planets that are outside of the Federation that are wretched hives of scum and villainy. That would make sense, because they're not Federation planets. But it just hasn't done it for me. Hasn't done it for me so far, but we got 6 more episodes to go. So
that kind of stuff is I find insulting. It's like we have whole episodes dedicated to, we have to preserve this one thing about a primitive society that we accidentally crossed, but yet we're going to forget whole planets of people. Who would do that? I don't even do that now. We are not that evolved. It's an insulting kind of thing to say. It's not Star Wars, gang. It's Star Trek. It's you would expect something like that in the Star Wars universe. That would make a lot of sense. So let me ask you this, guys. If the big flagship show, which is STD, which seems like it's been around for about 150 years at this point, is ending, and this is ending, is there new Star Trek stuff in development, or now will that awful Strange New Worlds become the Cadillac premiere show of the franchise, or what's the deal?
Well, Strange New Worlds, Strange New Worms, out of second order. Hopefully, they won't bring the Gorn back again, but they do have a second season order for that show. There's been rumors of a Section 31 show with
stupid, dumb,
which is never going to happen. But they keep talking with Michelle Yeoh, who's an amazing actress, and maybe did win the Academy Award tonight.
It's not going to happen.
No, that show's not going to happen.
Oh,
Who won the Best Picture?
I didn't look.
She's in that Everything All at Once.
I could look if you want me to.
Yeah, we can report
Please
to our viewers. Yeah.
And how many stupid cartoons do they have right now, Mark? Because that Lower Decks is
they have Lower Decks.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming that's going to get another season. And they've got Star Trek Prodigy with it. What got canceled?
Both of those got canceled, I think.
Prodigy and Lower Decks got canceled?
They're going to finish whatever they were contracted.
The last season?
I guess. I don't know.
Wow. Are they just getting rid of Star Trek completely for letting it sit for a while? What's up? Well,
let me see what. Let me check Star Trek Prodigy if they say, because I thought that was actually doing relatively well.
That cartoon's pretty unimpressive, Globby. That Lower Decks cartoon's kind of
some people love
kind of dumb.
Some of it's funny, but it's crass. If you like, it's a copy of more. What's the show? Your show, Pat? That's
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
It's a copy. It's a copy of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So if you like that style of humor,
excuse me. Go ahead. Let me know when you want to know the winners. I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, drum roll.
You want to know now?
Let's see. Yeah, let's tell us now.
But start low. Don't start with Best Picture. Start down the row and then go to that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's see with Best Live Action Short. Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Best Supporting Actor. You want to start with that?
That's great.
Sure.
That sounds like something they do there. Yeah.
Wow, I like it. Even though I've never seen it yet. The short round got it.
Oh, short round one?
Huey Kwan.
Awesome. For what movie?
Yeah, for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
Which I have not seen, but I hear it's good.
Yeah.
The director of that film also won for director.
Okay.
Live action short, something I've never seen before, so who cares? Animated feature was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which I've never seen.
Interesting, but I like del Toro, man. Good guy. So yeah.
Man, everything Everywhere All at Once, which everyone says is really great, also gets supporting actress Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wow.
Best original songs from a movie I've never heard of. International film All Quiet on the Western Front. That's supposed to be a new one.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Very anti-war. Yes.
Was that on Netflix?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Well, but released in the 3 big cities though, Mark, so they could qualify like right before Christmas. Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh did indeed win for Best Actress.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser won for The Whale.
Yeah, he put on some weight for that, huh? Woo.
I guess. Yeah. And
he looked heavy in that, brother. Yeah.
10 movies nominated, and Everything Everywhere All at Once won for Best Picture.
Tom Cruise didn't win?
No, he did not.
Oh God, he must be
I didn't
so
see
upset
any of
for
these
him.
movies.
What run screenplay, original and adapted? Did you catch that?
Let's see. I got it right here. Let's see. Hang on.
Mark, this night used to mean a lot to me. I used to love the Oscars, dude.
Adapted was Women Talking. Sarah Pauling. And best documentary was The Elephant Whisperers. Don't know anything about that. Original screenplay was Everything Everywhere All at Once. That thing swept.
Makes sense if you're going to give it. So it basically swept.
Guess what won Best Special Effects? You'd never guess in a million years.
Dune.
You will just not. That was last year. That's not. That
Okay. Pinocchio. No, because I was
not nominated.
Wait. Tell us what the nominees were, and let's see.
Okay, the nominees were The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Top Gun, Skraverick, All Quiet on the Western Front, and some movie called Water World: The Way of Avatar or something.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Well,
So
Mark, we know it's not Top Gun because they're not going to let them win anything. I'm
I'm
shocked they even
surprised.
let
I
it be
thought Top
nominated.
Gun might win. Yeah.
I'm going to say the Batman and the special effects of him knocking on a door saying he's Batman so that they let him in.
How did you know? No.
Was it really?
Are you kidding me? Avatar was. You know there was no one going to give it to anything else.
Avatar. I'm glad they threw Jimmy something. Good for him.
Avatar. Original score was All Quiet on the Western Front, which I've not seen. I haven't seen any of these. Really.
I don't think you'd like that, Cloudy, because you're not really a war movie guy, are you?
I do like war movies, yeah, but I mean,
okay.
I've seen the original film of that, the old one.
The original's freaking awesome. I even saw the one with John Boy Walton, and that is not a joke, y'all. He actually made one in the 80s with.
Yeah, what was that called? I'm not sure what that was called.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
It was called that? Okay.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Oh my God! Guess what won Best Costume Design?
The Batman.
Wakanda Forever. Batman was nominated.
Oh, it's fine. They got to give it something. Yeah.
Let's see if Top Gun won anything. It got nominated for Best Film Editing.
Brian saying Best Sound.
Best Sound Mixing. I was going to say. Throw a bone.
It got Best Sound, yeah.
So they can say that.
So you're saying you could hear it. So you're saying you could hear the movie, is what you're saying.
Can anyone hear me?
You know what else got nominated for Best Sound, though?
What's
Batman and Avatar.
The Batman had a phenomenal soundtrack and sound effects, I thought.
Weird, wild stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe
everything everywhere
all at once.
All at once was all over the place tonight is the big winner.
I've heard that was really good.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, Elvis was good.
It's on Amazon, so maybe I'll watch it one day.
Yeah, so All Quiet was nominated. Avatar, Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere. Fablemans, which I guess is the Steven Spielberg movie. Tar, I don't know anything about that. Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Wow, they nominated enough Best Pictures.
Wait a minute, Wakanda Forever didn't get nominated?
Nope. Nope.
Racism.
I'm glad that Brandon Fraser won, though. He's well deserved win for him. So,
if I cared about the Oscars, I'd be happy for him.
Yeah, I don't worry about
this.
If
it meant anything other than consolation prizes and
matter of fact, that might be that's kind of racist that he won, isn't it?
Dude, he's an obese American.
I guess that counts. No,
dimensionally challenged. Dimensionally
I don't
challenged.
think so. I don't think that weight, no matter how many pounds you have on you, you can't get rid of your whiteness, your white heterosexual.
That is true. As a matter of fact, the fattest parts are the lightest parts because they don't see much sun.
Yeah. There you go. So
I didn't need to know that. Yeah, but Brandon Fraser is a great guy. And of course, he's detailed how he was abused by certain people.
Yeah. Well, you saw that documentary they did when he went to that boarding school, and just because he was Jewish, they were like mistreating him and stuff. And
he made a movie about that. You mean?
Yes. And that movie was called Good Will Hunting. Look it up, kids.
I thought he was in.
No, that wasn't. Good Will Hunting was Matt Damon.
What was the name of that stupid school? Because Matt Damon was in that movie with what you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't he? Yeah.
It was something I can't remember the name, but it was in it was Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, that's what Brendan Fraser was in everything back then. Yeah, he was and they brought him on just to play football. Yeah.
He was pretty good.
No one got slapped yet. Yeah, Prodigy and Lower Decks have 2023 seasons, so they haven't said what happens after that. So.
After that, I think everything's canceled.
Yep. Sounds like we're doing
they haven't announced it yet.
A reset.
And no one got slapped, yeah. No one got slapped, yeah.
Nobody got slapped? Well, who wants to see that?
No, that's left. Yep. But,
Was Will Smith there?
he's banned for 10 years.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a
Can't go
lifetime ban.
10 years. No, 10 years. Yeah, he didn't kill anyone. So only 10 years. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so I mean, I always joke like they should pay me to watch an award show. It's basically a commercial for the motion picture industry. And, I know like people on my mom's street used to like get a red carpet and put it out and have a big Oscar party and have
That's a
everyone
little
come over
much.
dressed up. They would do it for years. People
used to go to Oscar parties and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they put in. Thankfully, my dad had a tux, so you're supposed to, everyone.
Wow.
So they wore a tux. You go to a party. I mean, that kind of stuff. I guess is kind of fun, but it's not,
I'm sure.
my thing. But you go out, but it's on a school night, so it's on a Monday night or Sunday night. So, but people really get into it. But I think the ratings have gone way down. So
yeah, people are tired of the foolishness. I'll tell you, Mark. There's
did they have any foolishness tonight? We don't know, but
right.
You didn't hear anything, right?
No, I didn't hear anything.
The other thing I heard, were asking people to, really the actors or the award winners to really tone down their politics. People want Hollywood for escapism and fantasy, and yes, you do have politics and art and messages and things like that, but they didn't, want it to, I think the year that, when Trump was on, I think they said they had more comments about Trump than the movies, so if you're a Trump fan, immediately you're going to turn it off. It's like the line by Michael Jordan, Republicans buy sneakers too, when he wanted to, they wanted him to get involved in politics. So, he was smart enough, not saying which side you should be on, obviously, but, you're going to turn some people off by saying you like one side or the other. So, it was really incessant. So, if that's your political bent, why are you going to watch a show and be abused when it's not even, and it's not even funny too. Like SNL used to make fun of everyone or always bring up Tim Russert. No matter who was on Meet the Depressed, Tim Russert gave him a hard time. It didn't, I think he said he was a, more of a liberal Democrat, but didn't matter. If you went on Russert's show, you had to be ready to answer questions. And I really miss that guy in terms of his journalism, because no one got an easy ride there. There were no softball questions, give everyone a hard time. And we don't get enough of that these days. So
I don't know what they got anything to complain about anyway. They basically have won everything over the last few years. So I don't know what more. I don't know what more of society they won or politics. They
never
pretty much get whatever you. Yeah, that's pretty much
You're
it.
right.
Let's just keep putting our foot on your neck, man. Just keep opposing our.
Sad but true.
Stuart, I think that means he's banned from the Oscars for 10 years.
I think so. Yeah.
And he got kicked out of the Academy. So I don't know if you have to be an Academy member to win.
He can't win. Yeah, he can't win one. I don't think.
Can't win, can't vote for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he can't vote and he's kicked out for 10 years. Out of the ceremony, can't go to the ceremony for 10 years. Because normally, they have the past year's winners obviously come up and present the next year's winner. And, it's a big schmooze fest there. I did get to tour the Dolby Theater in Hollywood when we went there. And of course, what's the theater next door is really cool to see too.
Chinese Theater, yeah.
Man's Chinese Theater, thank you. And you go in and they were showing us where the like the little green room and everything. They don't let you take pictures, but you're there in the the small rooms and they're showing. And they said they started charging people for drinks because the actors and actresses were getting too drunk. I'm like, I raised my hand and said, wait a minute, aren't they all millionaires? I mean, how could much of a disincentive could that be for people to drink? And everyone laughed. They're like, well, you'd be surprised. Some of them maybe were a little on the cheap side. They weren't getting the free drink. I'm like, really? Yeah, so it was kind of cool to get that Dolby theater tour and all the behind the scenes area and how have people hold the seats for people. And it's fun to see how it works. So if someone goes to the loo, they have like people that are ready in the wings and take up seats, so you don't see any empty seats in the theater, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want to, when things calm down a little bit for him, I want to ask Paulie about, I think, have you guys heard this too? It looks like they're opening the Cinerama Dome back up.
What's that?
Important
Well,
because
yeah.
that is the Cinerama Dome. If you guys saw a picture of it, you would recognize it right away. It's got the colorful letters, and it was opened back in the mid '60s in LA on Sunset Boulevard to show pictures in widescreen. That was like one of the very first. And ArcLight bought them, I guess, maybe in the early 2000s, and of course the pandemic, because the pandemic ate its own, not just other
Yeah.
people. They closed down, and ArcLight went bankrupt and shut all their theaters down that they own. So the freaking Cinerama's been sitting empty for almost 3 years. So someone has bought it, and they've redone it. If you saw, like I said, it looks like the top of Epcot almost. If you saw a picture of it, you know what it was, guys. But it's it's a historic theater, you know. It means something to people. It'd be like if you shut the the Britannia Theater in New Orleans down. That would upset a lot of people. That theater's been there for over 110 years. So, and we don't have a lot of our old historic theaters back, and that's just such an iconic thing. Love him or hate him, Quentin Tarantino pretty much opens all of his movies there. As a matter of fact, that's when he started kind of getting into beef with Marvel and Disney and stuff, because they took his spot for the Hateful Eight. If you've ever seen that famous clip, I think he was on like Stern or something, and he was going on about how they said, no, if you're going to show Star Wars, you're going to show Star Wars for 8 weeks. And he was like, dude, I'm opening my movie like a month behind you guys, so I don't compete with, theater locations. I intentionally moved it, and you're strong arming because you can. And I think he ended up winning. I think like the people rallied, and they let him at least open up like that weekend, and then moved them to, because now there's a little multiplex next door, so they moved them over there, and then put Star Wars back on. But
yeah, dang. Honestly, well, that would become, paraphrasing, an old American Airlines advertising slogan: from the sunrise in the east to the sunset in the west. We're American Airlines doing what we do best. I want to thank you, Donnie, for standing up for me. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the remainder of my series. I believe we're on episode 75 next week, and I hope you enjoy it very much. You'll be thrilled, I think, by the way things turns out. I actually go to the party for half the episode, so you won't have to look at me. I'm on, I have things to do, like never mind. I won't spoil it for you. Thank you, Donnie. I'm glad you're enjoying my show. It means a lot to me. Oh, and those other people are all right in it too, I suppose. Yeah, it's not as good this year as it was the first 2 seasons, because you see, I have to share it with all these wannabe, these has-been, no-me's, whatever they are. But for some reason, they told me I had to share this show this year. But it won't be as good. But I'm glad that you're liking it. So there you are. Sorry. Hello, JT Kirk and Matthew Pounder. It's good to see you, my friends.
Excellent imitation.
That had to hurt a little bit.
Or that was actually him. Yeah, that was actually him. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Thank you, Patrick Stewart, for being on the show.
I know we're going to probably be ending soon, so I want to get this in, because if I don't say it now, I have to tell you guys, and I hope Chad agrees with me here. Thursday night has really become something kind of special, gang. The Clubhouse, I was thinking, like, as your friend, right? I love you and Mark and Raquel and everything. As your friend, I'm like, this is a good show. I like it. There's some inside stuff. I dig it. If you've been around Raquel and Claudia for a while, I've been around for Mark for a while, you get a lot of that interplay. But as a producer, I have to tell you guys, that show just has a natural rhythm to it. I don't think you guys could have sat down and planned it out. It's really, really good, your Thursday night show. Man. So I'm sure you guys realize it's good. I'm just giving you some feedback here, though. And man, the crowd.
We hope it's good. We never know.
Gets into it, but Raquel's thing with her reviewing the the old TV shows and stuff, I was just like, wow, she's not missing a beat, and you guys are playing along with it and stuff. And then there's another little segment, and then a segment here, and then a little free play and some dialogue and stuff. I was like, this is really, scoped that to be a nice little gig. I'm impressed.
Well, thanks, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
And I got to figure by Thursday, bro, you're a little tired too, because you go a full. Now the good news about Loki is Loki and time control. That son of a bitch knows how to run a clock. I mean, he can go
He's good,
59 seconds. Yeah, 59 minutes and 59 seconds if he wants to. But it's like, man, you're coming off a pretty high energy show, dude, in that little bit of time, and then you go and bring it there and everything. Like I said, I think Mark, having Mark on there and everything and all as that constant, I think really
help.
works. It really does, Mark. And I'm not just saying that to be nice to you either. I think
No,
it's
he helps
nice.
me big time.
Yeah, it gives you guys a rest. It doesn't have to just be you and Raquel, because that's Saturday night, right? I mean, it's you and Raquel completely playing off of each other on Saturday nights. So having Mark there, it's kind of like having,
Well, and Picard when he makes an appearance,
who could cover shortstop too, right? I mean, let's be honest. So.
No, yeah. Look, it's that. I mean, I have a lot of fun. The Thursday nighter and the Saturday nighter are ones I have the most fun at. I love doing my Monday and Wednesday nights. Don't get me wrong,
right?
But those are the ones. When it's the three of us on Thursday nights, or just the two of us, then Mark pops in later. Yeah, it's just as far as having fun. But see, the Thursday nighter for a good long time building up to that, we were hanging out, behind the scenes, and one we just talked about how. Every now and then we say, we were saying we should be doing this as a show.
Yeah,
we're having so much fun. Yeah. Maybe people would like to, maybe they wouldn't, but who knows? Maybe people would like to just, have the three of us just goofing around doing a show like that. I don't know. And I think people in the few, I don't have a big audience, never will, but that's okay. I have a great audience and I love them, and I think they enjoy it. So, hey, Lemon Pie.
Lemon Pie. Yeah, everyone in the chat is always super engaged. I go into some bigger, streams and, although certain, I'm not talking like Nerdrotic, but like some channels with much more subs, but not talking, say like a 15, 20, 30,000 subs. And sometimes it seems like the chat is not as engaged or then there's not, nearly as many people. So kudos to everyone who's hanging out with us and spending time with us and taking the time to, write comments and, let us know what you think. And that's what's so fun about it too, because it's, interactive, right? It's not just us pontificating. Sometimes we miss things in the chat, and I hate when I do that. But it's just just the way it goes when you're reading, or I'm looking at the other screen to try to look something up or something. But
it's a great time slot. When I tweeted out for you guys, I put the first YouTube show of the weekend, because that's basically what it is, right? You guys basically run into Friday, so that's kind of what it is. Back in your college days, that was like Thursday nights were a big deal, right? That was your weekend started.
See TV. Must see TV.
That's right.
I never went out drinking on Thursday night, but you probably did, Pettis, right? Yeah.
For the 4 years I drank, yes, sir. That was one of the nights I did. That's why everybody's like, "Oh, you must be sick." What's that?
I said, appreciate your words, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I think you're quite welcome. It's a fun feedback and compliments, but it's all true. Thanks.
Yep.
And Clobby, you could send the check to the PO box I gave you earlier.
Yep.
When I see you, I'll definitely pat you on the back.
If you want my 106 followers on Twitter, my friend, you need.
There you go. Got to pay up. Well, here's I did clip another. I did clip of.
No, sorry. I was
go for it. Yep.
Thanks, Brian Hepburn. He says he likes my Zany Haney. I'm glad somebody likes my Zany Haney shows. Thank you, buddy, because we have fun doing them.
And I did make some. We are going to get out of here now, just so we get the 3-hour mark. But I did do some new clips this week from my favorite movies. So this one I added to my watch. I've got a new outro, so you can watch that. But this is at the end of the outro.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
I remember being in the movie theater watching.
This your favorite movie?
I love that movie.
I love it too, but it's your favorite all time, or you said one of your favorites?
It's a top 10er. It's a top 10er. If you're comedy versus war, it's in there. It's just
did you stay to the end credits?
I did, yeah. Time? I did see it. Stay to the end credits, and then at the end, but the funny thing is that people were leaving, and when Broderick got up, because they're showing what's happening to Rooney, he's got to ride the bus home, and Principal Rooney, and people kind of like started walking back in the movie theater. And then when Broderick comes out, people like ran back to like sit down again. And then he's like, at the end, go home. And I didn't want to have the clip too long. And then he's like, it's over. We're done. Like at the very last second, I didn't, like he says, go home again. I didn't click that. And then this is my favorite part from Ben Stein, The Economist.
Bueller.
I mean, how classic is this?
Bueller.
And then, of course, the girl answers.
Cardi sends here, by the way. Cardinal.
Hey, Cardinal. Hail.
Cardinal.
He's sick. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid is going with the girl who saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night. I guess it's pretty serious.
Is that Christy Swanson?
I don't know who that is. She's a cutie patootie, as Raquel
Probably
would say.
not, Clobby. She was pretty well known
know.
by the time that movie came out.
No, this was
Someone
about
can-
Relatively.
about 10 years before Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You know, someone can look
But
that up
this
for
was-
us.
You think it was 10 years before?
About what was it, 86? Ferris Bueller, what, 86, 85, 86, and somewhere? What do
Yeah,
you think?
definitely maybe 85.
85.
So close to 10 years before Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Uh-oh, Hungry
That
Boy.
might be about right.
Hungry Boy does not like Ferris Bueller?
I love that movie.
Oh, come on, Hungry Boy.
on,
You
man,
gotta
what's
love
wrong with
Ferris
you?
Bueller. Come on.
Inhuman.
We loved you until now. Yeah.
Mark, are Jaws, The Empire Strikes Back, and Patton also on the top 10 list?
Yeah. Patton is probably one or two. Probably Star Wars. Maybe Star Wars best movie experience. Being a little kid, seeing that in the movie theater live. But yeah, it's up there. You know, it's Patton. I always love the movie Patton. George C.
I love
Scott,
Patton.
phenomenal.
Patton's
good.
It's not in my top 20 or something, but I love it. I mean,
It
a
is
lot of
Christy
movies- that's a lot of
Swanson.
movies. It is?
God damn, Clobby's good.
He knows his.
That was
Man, I would have never dreamed that was her.
It says she's in the movie, so that's got to be her.
That's got
That's
to
the
be
only-
her. She's in it. That's
She's
her.
kind of baby fat there. She was very young, though.
They play- yeah.
He's sick. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this
It's
guy who
definitely
knows
her.
this kid is going with the girl who saw Ferris pass
Great
out at
delivery.
31 Flavors last night. I guess it's pretty serious.
Yeah. Simone
There she goes.
Adame.
What?
That's the character she's
Real
playing.
character's
in
name?
The character's name, yeah.
You did guess a lot of my top five, though, Pat, though. You know, because 5 down, I'm Jaws, Star Wars, Raiders, Superman, and then Empire Strikes Back at number 1. So you did pretty good there. Man, I
Thank you,
look at
sir.
my list and I always go, look how geeky that is, man. I'm such a
Yeah.
useless geek. I don't have no serious adult movies in there.
I was going to say,
almost
Clobby
none.
has no Coen Brothers movies.
Almost-
There's nothing from Tarantino.
Well, I do like Raising Arizona, but it's not my
okay,
top.
that's
I
a
love
Coen. Okay.
The most adult movie
Yeah.
in my top 25, because Slash, when I did that, is like at 17, LA Confidential. I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
too, yeah.
Tombstone, does that count? That's in there in the top.
Yeah,
10,
I would
22.
put Tombstone in
It's a
there. What
Western,
about, is Tombstone your highest Western by far?
No, my highest is 13, Magnificent 7.
Magnificent
That's
Seven's really
another
good.
great.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know
no,
what?
Zulu is one of my favorite movies. I don't know if Captain Infinity's still here, and that got named as a wrist movie by some.
Oh,
English
it is
Quality
definitely
movie?
a risk movie. Yes, sir. Well, not by
movie.
Pat S's determination.
No, but
by
no, but
modern day.
just recent. No, but just recently they just there was an article. Michael Caine was furious the other day. They put it on the list of all these subversive movies, or I don't want to say the word because of the algorithm, but they were saying
Lost.
it was. Yeah.
Lost.
So yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
just ridiculous. So totally
That's
ridiculous. Yeah.
Mark, when you get a chance, watch The Searchers. That will be on your
Yeah.
high on your
Great
list for
movie.
westerns.
Well, I've seen
That's
this.
a great
I've seen
movie.
the Searchers many times. Yeah.
Maybe the best John
That
Wayne
gets
movie.
added to that list too now. So, but anyway, we could go off another.
Yeah,
fun
let us not start a
rabbit hole.
top 10 movie list
New
at
top-
midnight.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So, but that was a great pick by Clobber Times. That was Christy Swanson and
Yeah, that was
Ferris Bueller. That was her
the night,
second
sir.
role. That Pretty in Pink was her first movie. She was a duckette, and then Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Flowers in the Attic. When did she get a Mannequin? 2-in-1. Hot
She was
Shots.
a mannequin?
Highway to Hell, then Buffy the Vampire Slayer. These are probably minor roles. I'm guessing Buffy was maybe
Until
her
Buffy,
first
yeah.
big. Maybe Buffy was her first
Mhm.
big
There you go.
big role, I guess. Let's see. Yeah.
Hmm.
Pretty in Pink.
She was so young
For
there.
television. Yeah.
In that
And
Ferris
Buffy
movie,
was
she
a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
In Pretty in Pink, whose girlfriend was she? Was she the girl that got her hair cut off? Or was that 16 Candles? That was 16
Yeah.
Candles.
She's not the one. She was 16 Candles?
No.
Pretty
He
in
said
Pink. Pretty in Pink.
Maybe she was what's his name? James Spader's girlfriend.
Let's see. Who was she in Pretty? I'm reading it now. She was seen with Ducky, I guess. Yep. I don't know. I guess.
Is that? Oh, she's the girl. She's
There's
Ducky's,
reshooting the end of Pretty in Pink.
Right.
Yeah,
okay. She's the
Ducky's
girl
girlfriend
that took
at the
that
end.
Ducky got with. Okay, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no way John Cryer, I don't care if he is Lex Luthor's nephew, would ever get somebody like that. That is insane.
Yeah.
Indeedishness.
Yeah, we needed to end up with someone else in the movie, so would you play the part? Yeah, so.
Right.
All righty. So, all right, we're going to try the new outro. Before that, let's see who's active. We'll thank everyone who's active in the chat so we don't take, I can use this magic button. So I can say goodnight to Brian Hepburn, Cardinal Sin, Hungry Boy, JT Kirk, Lemon Pie, Lenrod, Matthew Pounder, Pleasant Valley Picker, CA, and Stuart Mitchell, Dollyhead Braces. So those are the active people. You can push that button. I figured that out.
Yeah.
And let's see. Well, thank you to Maddie's daddy just stopping by. Courtney couldn't be here tonight, but she stopped by in the chat. So thank you to Courtney. And Zulu is a fantastic film, Best Kane. Yeah, that made his career. Yep, great movie. And thank you to Dadman Walking 55, sub to his channel. So a fun night tonight. So everyone have a great week, and we'll just let Clobber Times plug away. No, he's got a show tomorrow night going, Monday Night Mark C. So why don't you tell us? Are you doing the Zany Haney tomorrow night?
Yeah, we have a double feature at 6 p.m. Standard Central Standard Time. It's a double feature night for Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. We will have our Zany. It just fell that way because we've been planning. We all had that month that they planned for a while. The great J-Man joins me to take a trip to Earth B to visit for Zany Haney production. We will have another review of a Bob Haney classic, Brave and Bold number 120. And then with Batman and Commandy, by the way, by the great Bob Haney and the great Jim Aparo. And then at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, it'll just be a basic show. I'm going to sit there and reminisce a little bit, talk a little bit about our dear departed good friend, namesake of our Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk, the great Mark Steven Cherray. We're going to talk a little bit about, we paid tribute to him a year ago. We're doing a little bit tonight. And anyone who wants to come in and talk about him, I'll probably talk about some of the shows we did together and talk about some of the things that he loved as a comics fan and things like that. So, John Byrne. Yep. I will even do that. And hopefully, I'd like to get I'll shout out to the great MIM.
That'd be cool.
And hail to DVB. Thank you for stopping by. So, Pat, I know you don't do any shows, but you want to promo.
Well, as always,
some of the guys,
we're doing a big push for our buddy and pal 24/7. His numbers are good. His watch hours need to get a little bit up there. He lost a lot of stuff that got purged. So if you could help him out, just hey, you know what? Put him on while you're asleep. Put him on your.
Does he have 1,000? He has 1,000 subs now. Or,
buddy, yeah, he's getting close to 1.2. So yeah, he's doing good.
Okay. But he just needs to watch it. And how does that work? It's like the last 365 days too, right?
Correct.
So
correct.
It's rolling, right? Yeah. So
and he had a really big video, and then they purged the video, and then they let him keep getting. And they took the hours from him because they do whatever they want because it's their ballpark.
When you apply the first time, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what he found out. So we're gonna help him get that back and everything. And he's been doing better, and he's on a roll. So we're gonna help him roll. And of course, the boss of bosses, Brandon, who's been having some trouble. He had a bad windstorm, so he had to cancel. And this weekend we had planned, and we are in the process of rescheduling him. Our good buddy, I put him way up there with like Tom Connors and those guys who are really big names, but yet are not afraid to help out the little guy. And that's Comics Division. Comics was set to come on and hang with us and was going to do some 90s pop talk and some anime talk. And because of the stupid windstorm, we had to postpone him. So we're hoping to fit him in by the end of next month and everything.
Okay. Cool.
But the big thing this week, even if you didn't know, our buddy Mark C. You will know people in the chat. And it's important to remember the people that came before us, because he was a cat who was always friendly with people. And I put him way up there in the pantheon of people who knew a lot about comics, like
He knew everything.
and Clobby and 24 and all. And that was Mark. Mark was a brilliant guy. And it's okay if you didn't know him. Just come on, honor him anyway. And like I said, you'll see a lot of friends in chat. You'll feel very at home. Don't be afraid just because you weren't personal friends with him. Believe me, if you'd have known him, you would have been, because he'd have talked to you in chat. He was that kind of guy.
And he knew everything. He'd remember all the stories. Only, got to know you and him and Clobberin times for a couple of months, 3 or 4 months maybe, before he got sick, unfortunately. But I mean, whenever I was always so impressed with him whenever he was talking anything comic books. He remembered all the storylines, the artists, and the people, and he knew he just remembered everything inside and out. It was
if he was still
really
with us, dude,
yeah.
He'd be one of those cats that's everywhere. He really would be. As much as he could afford the time to do it, he would be, because people would be like, "Oh, we got to get him on to talk about this issue of Daredevil," and 100%.
And he was an artist too,
yeah.
But he came on whenever he could,
Right.
Yep. So much missed, and F cancer. I'll swear about that.
Yeah.
F cancer. So
yes, sir.
So
what about you, buddy? You got anything coming up this week, or?
Well, I'm hopefully gonna. I've covered that McKay's bookstore a lot, but I'm hopefully gonna do a short video on that. And then
fun.
Also,
okay.
I always promise things and never get to them, and but hopefully I'll get to that video this week. I finished a couple projects this weekend finally, which is good, and like to do a couple more toy reviews. So I always look for that, and every day I try to do a short. So. Short video, we'll say. Look at my short videos, not my shorts. Yeah. So, like I did that Batman, but it's funny how like some of these videos get a lot of views and other ones don't. Like that Batman candy, I thought would get more views, but it only got like 15 views or something. I think. Oh, it's up to 20 views now. So, it's just for fun. I love showing that stuff, stuff in my collection off. But I always. At least try to do one of those videos a day. Yeah. So if someone could go here, I'm gonna put the link in. So if someone can go watch that, we're gonna get at least get Batman to 20 views, I guess. So I'm gonna put that link in. If you guys after the show go watch that and give it a thumbs up, always helps the algorithms. So that's appreciated. There we go. So always look for some toy reviews, and maybe someday Galactus will escape from. I had to put him in the basement finally. I had him in the hallway, and the wife was yelling. I'm like, "We're gonna do a video on it." She's like, "Just put him in the basement till you do the video." So now, not in as much trouble, but always. And I fixed the Star Trek communicator they had, the Diamond Select communicator. So I was able to. I got to do a video on that. I had to repair that. The voices weren't working, so I just did that. So, but always something, and always look for it. Toxic Tuesday is going to be. It's competing with Raquel, and unfortunately, 10 o'clock, but at the same time, it's going to be Toxic Tuesday with John Wick, and I help on that show, so I got to be there for that. But maybe I'll try to be in 2 chats at once a little bit. So, or you can watch one or the other. I won't say which one, but watch one on the rewind. Everyone go support Raquel and purchase her book if you hadn't. She's also on Patreon now, so you can always support her on Patreon. I think she's got $1 a month. You can support Raquel there. So definitely a good idea to do that. She's so awesome, and
here.
It doesn't cost that much. So yep. So alrighty. So why don't we get the heck out of here? Now stick around for the new outro, because it's got that new clip in there. And thank you, Clobberin Times. Thank you, Pat S. Guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. Always a lot of fun and much appreciated. And
thank you
to the chat again. Thank you guys. Yeah, just really appreciate everyone. We got 16 people right now hanging out with us, and who didn't watch the Oscars, or maybe you watched the Oscars and now you're with us. But always a special to have people listen to you and pontificate on all these geek things. But thanks, hail again to everyone in the chat, and have a great week. And yeah, go check out John Wick 4. So let's
Night,
get on
kids.
out of here.
Good night, everybody.
And hit that like button too. Yeah. All righty. Be good, everyone.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.